Brought to you by Discount Diesel Parts.
November 4th, 1989. Canadian decathlete Damian Warner is born in London, Ontario. At the 2020 Olympic Summer Games in Tokyo, he won the gold medal and became one of only 4 decathletes to reach 9,000 points in international competition. In 2021, he was awarded both the Lionel Conacher Award and the Lou Marsh Trophy, and was later inducted into Canada's Walk of Fame.
Hi, folks. This is Big Al from Discount Diesel Parts. Interstate McBee is a highly respected manufacturer with over 70 years' experience in the heavy-duty diesel engine parts industry. And as an authorized dealer, we've been serving Western Canada with those high-quality engine parts for highway trucks, farm machinery, heavy equipment, transit, and marine, and at a great price, too. Reach us at discountdiesel.ca and know that Discount Diesel's got the parts to get it done.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. The KJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Have your sports curiosity cured.
Nearly turned over at the end of the shift by Zeri. Now it is turned over. Scores.
Veteran of the sports reporting game for over 25 years.
It is Hunter Henry, that time in motion with a good track block.
2nd and 5. Pump fake, throws, open for touchdown. The hat trick for Henderson.
Breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams.
About 1 out of every 3 is hitting a post. McDavid off the draw. Draisaitl forks it back to Bouchard. Now Draisaitl shoots and scores. 5-4. Draisaitl's got a pair in Edmonton, right back in the game again.
This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, here we go for Saul 541, Friday, November the 14th. The weekend is here, so let's tear up the old pea-patch, clicker into Schnell, and make a fast break to the 11 o'clock hour. It is Feel Good Friday. It is Playlist Friday. Send us a request if you'd like to get it on at 833-401-1440. Any song that you'd like as a warm-up, intro, whatever you want to call it. Into the break, out of the break, all kinds of things. Send it our way, and the Duke will get it on. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Kevin Karius Show on a Friday morning on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select on your AM radio dial on your morning drive. And a little slick in some places. Got some snow last night, so be careful wherever you are heading out this morning on a Friday morning. And again, the weekend's here, so everyone's ready to rock and roll. You can also watch us on YouTube at Sports 1440 AM. Drop us a like and a subscription. We would love that. We're also on X, Facebook, Instagram. As always, we're streaming on iHeartRadio, the TuneIn app, Radio Player Canada, sports1440.ca. If you miss any part of any show, you can find it where all the podcasts hang out on Apple, Spotify, Google, even Amazon. Just subscribe, select the auto download. You'll never miss a second of the show. It is Feel Good Friday, but not feeling good in Oilers Nation after a 5-4 loss in Columbus. And once again, the team is a switch flicker, non-existent for 25 minutes or so to start the game, sleepwalking, not even involved, initiating anything. And then all of a sudden, hey, they flick the switch and they get back in the game and then fall asleep again and end up down 5-2 and try a valiant comeback like they did on Monday night against Columbus, but too little, too late, and too soft to play against, especially in front of their own net. And the coach said similar things last night after the game, but it's commitment, it's awareness, it's, it's will. It's urgency. It's paying the price. All those little things that have nothing to do with talent. Zip. Or very little anyway. But when you don't have those things, you lose games. And that's what happened to the Oilers last night. Hey, let's welcome in our Monday and Friday co-host, Eddie Steele, sniffing and grinning, whatever he's doing. Grey Cup champion from 2015, all-decade team with a double E. Good morning, Eddie.
Good morning. I was trying to get that last one in before Duke turned my mic on.
Oh,
he got me. Big old sniff right into the mic.
Oh, yeah. And then, you got your eggs and bagel here. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you want some. You're jealous of that.
Smelling not bad compared to the gruel that you normally bring
You
in.
know what I've learned being in locker room settings? Because that's what this is. The four of us. We're teammates in here.
Is what you share with your
No. The ones who talk the most smack always are jealous of you. And you're jealous of my brekkies in the morning. I know you are. You're always jabbing at my brekkies.
No,
and they sit here across the way, steaming hot. Thinking,
this one here, I'll give it to you. I'll give you this one, but not when you bring in the porridge with all that crap in there.
You're jealous of the muscles it gives me.
Not really. Not really. Not really. Man. Well, I mean, this is like it's for the Oilers last night. We've seen this movie
Groundhog Day, huh?
Tons of times.
Gee whiz. It's in it, like you said, it's the same in terms of the effort, the want to, the grittiness. It's the same story.
These are all things that have nothing to do with where you were drafted, how many points you put on the board, what you can do. Like if you look at the Oilers' second goal that Leon scored. I mean, absolute will and drive, determination to get from the face-off dot, to churn his legs, to pump, to get through and get set up where he's in perfect position for his patented one-timer.
Right to a spot.
Perfect. And I mean, hard, like paying the price, busting through, getting out of that dot, and again, churning those legs to get.
You know what really stood out about that? It was intentional.
Absolutely.
Right?
Well, sure it is.
It was intentional the way he played, the way he skated, got to his spot with purpose.
Without question. Get to your spot with purpose.
But it seems like so often, and Knobber mentioned it, they're just playing soft.
Okay. So
soft in front
here
of
we
the
go.
net.
Let's go to the fifth goal that Columbus scores. Now, it's Matthew Olivier right in the slot, and Leon is standing right beside him. But the will, the awareness, the commitment to make that play. And I mean, I'm not totally absolving Nurse and Wallman on this goal either.
No, Nurse is at fault a bit.
They're all,
but Leon is
but
right.
He's right. So that's his, you can take that guy and erase the play. And if you have that same drive, that same determination, same urgency that you do when you're trying to score a goal, and you take it the other way around, that's the 5-2 goal. And, yes, they came back with 2 goals. And yes, they had chances. But a 3-goal deficit is a lot.
Man, and Leon didn't have to go and be a world beater on that last goal for Columbus either. His stick was right there. You just got to make a little bit of an effort defensively.
Think about the 4th goal that Columbus scores here. Now, this is Fantilli. Go back to Monday night and the urgency that Jake Wallman showed, and the awareness that he showed, and the drive, and trying to create something. And he's standing there behind the net watching. Like he is watching like it is a pickup hockey game.
For that one, that Fantilli goal, all I wrote down was CBJ's just out hustling Edmonton to loose pucks. That's all it is, man.
I don't even know if it's that, Eddie, because he's standing still watching, and then Fantilli just came out from behind the net.
Well, watching while Columbus is moving their feet.
It's unbelievable. Like the little tiny things. And again, nothing to do with talent.
And, not to disparage other players across the league, but there's some, average, B-listers, you could say NHL players that when they're playing the Oilers, man, the Oilers make them look good just because they're outskating them continuously, man.
Mm-hmm. Text 833-401-1440. Again, it is Feel Good Friday, Playlist Friday. Get a request in and the Duke will get her on. Again, the 2 goals in a minute 40, Matt Savoy, he gets put on a line with Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and that's really the only line that was going. Lines 3 and 4 had no sniff. Second line at times created some stuff. But I mean, they lose because of Olivier and Coyle, and Sillinger was on that line.
Sillinger had a good game.
He was good, but he was out to lunch on a couple plays too. But it's Olivier and Coyle, and it's banging, and it's getting into tough places, tougher areas, and they want to pay the price.
It's very funny because Olivier is known as the toughest
Sure
guy in
he
the
is.
league.
Yeah. And he gets room.
He gets room, but the Oilers had no answer for him on the ice. We're not talking in terms of being a tough guy. We're talking being a hockey player. The Oilers had no answer yesterday.
We will bust down this game as the morning progresses. Lots to talk about. Holy smokes. I mean, we got the Grey Cup coming up on Sunday. I believe it's a 5-point spread now. Saskatchewan favored.
Really?
And I thought it might come down a hair, Eddie, only because of just the Davis Alexander situation.
Reports are
better.
Yeah.
So I thought it would maybe go the other way. And it's got time to move, whatever. But I mean, Montreal's hopes lie on him. Saskatchewan's got a hell of a team. Montreal's sort of peaking, it seems.
Kind of similar to how it was a couple of years ago when Montreal won
it. So we'll obviously talk about this. Aaron Judge wins the MVP last night.
How do you feel?
Well, he was the guy that I picked again. So, and you can talk about the year and it's just sad that a year that Cal Raleigh had, and he was so close to winning.
I understand Judge winning it, but I think Cal should have won it.
You do, right?
I really do, especially considering what he does too as a back catcher.
Listen, I get it all. All I can say is that Jeff Passan, who watches 1,000 more baseball games than you and I, and his line was, "I'm voting for Judge, and I feel terrible about it."
So why? What has Judge done that is that much better? Because Cal has more home runs. What is it? RBIs are somewhat similar, I believe.
The bigger,
I don't have the numbers.
Probably the biggest one here is, Judge hit 331. Okay, that's way higher than Raleigh.
Cal was what, 240 something, I believe.
Whatever. I think it was 250, 60. It was 70 points difference or something like that. But the OPS, and that's on base plus slugging, and that's where it was like through the roof. Like Judge's was 200 points higher, and a lot of the voters, that swayed a lot of the voters. That's probably the bigger one than average.
Significant.
And you look at the home runs are only 9 less. Judge missed a little bit of time. I get the catcher thing. I get it all. And it just, he had a season for the ages, Cal Raleigh, and so did Judge.
I'm seeing this narrative online, and I can kind of get behind it.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't even Aaron Judge's best season of his baseball career. And
no one's hit over 50 dingers, though, Eddie, and won the batting title in both leagues.
So Aaron Judge, and people are saying this because he didn't do anything that was, he didn't stand out. Like he didn't go for a record in homers or anything like that. In 10 years, are people going to remember this, or in 10 years are people going to remember the season that Cal had, because what he did is unprecedented.
Again, both very deserving to win. I would have loved to see a tie. I don't know how that voting would have happened, but the voting was 355 to 335. It's just close when you're looking at and adding up, fifth, and like all these guys were 1 and 2 anyway. But if there would have been one more vote going or the other way, it would have been, I think it was 17-13. So it was close.
Tight.
Very close. Thursday night football game, 27-14. New England over the Jets. I saw the stat when Justin Fields fumbled there in the fourth quarter, because I turned it over from the Oiler game. 48 fumbles since 2021 by Justin Fields.
Wow. I didn't even see that stat. Wow.
Well, I had to rewind it.
That's intense.
48.
That's a lot, man. Wow.
Like,
I wonder how many lost.
Well, I don't know.
That's a lot of fumbles. Ball security. 4 years.
48 fumbles.
Oh.
Anyway,
from your quarterback. How about New England, though, man? 8 straight.
9 and 2. I mean, they're smoking hot. NHL last night, a couple of other notes got to get to. Brad Marchand reached 1,000. Montreal got mollywopped by Dallas 7-0 on home ice. So those are just a couple things that we're going to address over the course of the morning. Hey, let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne. And the Duke. What's the famous line, Eddie? Too many points for a divisional game.
Too many
points. Just too many points.
So our bet was 13.5, and he took New England.
I took the Pats to cover. But hey, I had Travion Henderson in my fantasy league.
Mm-hmm.
Strong performance. So I was happy. I've patted myself a nice lead, even if Donovan tried to gift a couple back to you while I was away. I remain confident in my ability to take this home here in the second half of the year.
Well, we got lots of time, dude.
Lots of time.
Especially when you keep adding, and all of a sudden we're picking 14 games.
Well, no. Come on now. Eddie will pick a game, and you want to do the
yeah? I think we can do the Grey Cup.
So we got
Grey Cup.
So we'll do Grey Cup. We'll do one other game, and then Sunday and Monday night.
What about the Spain game?
Okay. Well, okay, sure.
Well, and Eddie can pick a game. I don't care how we do it, but
Eddie has no sniff.
Do you you missed 10 years ago, Kevin?
What's that?
Our Grey Cup experience 10 years ago.
We were talking about it yesterday, and I
in Winnipeg too.
Yeah, I mean, I had a blast, and I was telling, I was telling Laddie too. Like, I mean, it was so much fun for me covering it.
Yeah, because
obviously you guys were there, but it was just there was a lot of people from Edmonton. Spirit of Edmonton was hopping. So many people made the trip.
Yeah.
So
you were connecting with a lot of people.
This one, again, I've been saying it feels so much different.
It does. There's still a little bit of that FOMO. You know, you wish you could be a part of it a bit. You see, people online.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you, what event would give you the most FOMO? Do you wish you could be at?
Well, I mean,
probably not a Stanley Cup Finals with the Oilers in it. Would that be it?
Well, we kind of I wasn't on the road for the last two, but covered them here. So,
but being on the road, is that something, where you're seeing all the media together and what it's about, like a Briar, where it's a lot of fun? What event gives you the most FOMO? There's got to be
one.
It's been
a while, Eddie. I'm too old.
Nah, don't
too
do
old.
that. You're trying to
be.
Okay.
How about we touch on this at 7:40?
Okay. Yeah.
Coming up right after the break, we got Jason Greger from the Jason Greger Show. Also, Mark Spector in his usual 8:00 slot. At 9:20-ish or so, maybe a tad early, Declan Kruger from Elks Nation with Eddie. And then the lowdown, we'll talk a little college football. Might have to bring Deck in a little bit earlier if he's awake. We'll see what happens. Dave Naylor, CFL on TSN. We'll preview the Grey Cup a little bit more in the 10 o'clock hour. Then Mike Maniscalco from the Carolina Hurricanes play-by-play team. He is the play-by-play man, and that's where the Oilers are tomorrow night. Canes are playing tonight, so they'll be on a back-to-back, I believe. But Mike's been on the show before, and it'll be good to catch up with him to see exactly where the Canes are at this stage of the season. Oilers with a day off today. And again, you're traveling now. It's a travel day to get to Carolina and get ready. After tonight, it's a day off, and then you got Buffalo to start things off next week. When we come back, Jason Greger from the Jason Greger Show. It's the Kevin Karius Show with Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne, and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Top quality flooring, locally owned, and Canadian products from Beaulieu. Yeah, that's CFI.
CFI what?
No, CFI, Custom Floors, Inc.
From free estimate to professional installation, contact Custom Floors Inc. at customfloorsinc.ca.
Weekly NFL giveaways, drink specials, huge screen TVs. The hits keep coming at First Round, Edmonton's NFL headquarters. Watch NFL football at First Round, and you could win a trip to your favorite NFL city for a regular season game next season. Catch NFL action Thursday nights, all day Sunday, starting with the Pro Bowl brunch from 10:30 to 2. Then Monday night with half-price boneless wings after 6 p.m. First Round, burgers, beer, sports. Downtown and Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall.
This is Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready to deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
It's the Nissan Black Friday event, a full month of excitement packed with awesome vehicles and exclusive offers. Right now, finance the Nissan Kicks for 0% for 24 months. Plus, get $1,000 Nissan bonus and enjoy an epic ride wherever you go. This Black Friday, we've got great offers and limited inventory. Get yours today before they're all gone. These offers won't last. Go see your local Nissan dealer or Nissan.ca for more details. Conditions apply.
Visit your local Edmonton and area Nissan dealer for more information.
Portions of this hour are brought to you by Nectar.io. Learn more about how we can help your business automate processes, streamline operations, and save money at Nectar.io. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 7:20 in Edmonton. Just got a text from Mark Levers from First Round. He's on his way to the airport. He's on his way. You thought he was bringing in some food?
Oh, these guys got so hyped up here.
Yeah, I know, didn't they?
No, I was laughing because it would have been after Laddie's little request yesterday to completely just bypass him and then come in on a day like today. I had to laugh at
why Laddie likes boneless wings.
Well, he did because everyone else gets food on the show except for Thursdays.
Man, he's always complaining, man. He gets food.
But hey, Lever's on the way to Winnipeg to Grey Cup. Man, good luck, big guy. Safe travels.
Levers, wish I was with you.
Yeah. Well, you could still go.
I got a family. I'm not trying to lose them.
Oh, yeah. Time now for the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. If you've been putting off your tire changeover, don't do it. Fountain Tire has up to 15% off select tires right now. Roll in, save big. Drive out ready for whatever the season throws at you. FountainTire.com. And again, this morning, some spots and snowed a little bit last night.
Interesting out there.
That time of the year as we welcome in Jason Greger from the Jason Greger Show. Morning, Gregs. You're with AK, Eddie Steele. Thanks for jumping on.
Fellas, what's happening?
Well, we just sort of busted down an Oilers game again. I just call this team switch flickers. They're just switch flickers. I mean, 25 minutes last night the first 25 was terrible. And then they finally get it going and then they doze off again. I don't know. It's the same old with this team. That's how I see it.
Yeah, they continue to be engaged in what I like to call their dance of mediocrity. One step forward, one step back, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. It was now they didn't generate a ton of high danger chances last night. And they gave up a lot. Like that, it's funny. It's the opposite. Calvin Pickard's got to make another save at some point. There's no question there, but you look at his numbers, every time he plays, they're like, defense is optional for stretches of the game. And like that first period was only 1-0. It probably should have been 4-0. The first period was absolutely dreadful. Yep. And all I know after last night's performance, the final game before Zach Hyman returns, Mangiapane's chances of staying in the top 6, I would say, are slim to none right now.
Yeah, and Slim left town.
Quickly, too. So you talk about Pickard making another save there, Greg's. When we bring up the first period in the game, now, yeah, Pick can have another save. He let in 5 goals. Oilers had 4, but after the first period, the Oilers had 4 shots on goal. That's just not going to cut it in terms of even attempting to produce there offensively.
Oh, hey, dude, the offense continues. And I know, hey, you load up and everyone's like, oh, what a great line. I'm like, you can't, if McDavid and Draisaitl have to play together, there's something wrong on your team. Like, I'm sorry, Roslovich, Podkolzin, and Draisaitl, they're playing very well as a line. Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you just say, hey, McDavid and Draisaitl, we're going to play them separate. We're going to have more opportunities with those guys on the ice separately, right? And so, the first period, 4 shots on goal was terrible, but they were only down 1-0 after the first, right? Then they outshot them, 25-21 the rest of the way. If you get 25 shots in 2 periods, that's pretty good. But offensively, it's been a struggle for a lot of guys in this team to finish and to create some offense. And they don't get a lot of ugly goals. They don't get a lot of rebound goals because they just don't have a lot of guys. And I don't know if it's the coach or not, but I would probably try to put more of an emphasis, at least on my bottom 6 lines, to send bodies to the net repeatedly. And guys, like, when was the last time the bottom 6 scored like a greasy, ugly goal?
Well, but think about this though, Greg's. Okay, you can talk about offense all you want, but to me, that's not as big of a problem as how lackadaisical they are on defensive coverage.
Well,
like, that's the bigger problem here.
But they're both problems, right? Like, they, as you said, they'll go from, like, you look at the Philadelphia game. They played 30 minutes. Philadelphia had no sniff offensively. Like, they might have got a shot from the blue line, and that was it. So they can play good defensively, but right now it seems to be optional. They're very inconsistent. Their highs are way higher and their lows are very low. Like, it's okay to play in the middle. And right now they're either all or nothing, right? As first period, terrible defensively, terrible offensively. Second period, better offense, woke up, and then they had good stretches where they didn't give up anything. And then they decided to say, we'll give up some chances here again. Like, hey, good for Matthew Olivier. He's a really good player. But, he basically beat them single-handedly last night.
Yeah, and Coyle.
Yeah.
I would say what both of you guys are saying goes hand in hand in terms of the offense, the defense, and the way they play and the softness that they play with in front of the net, the areas where you got to get gritty. Greg's, you bring up, when's the last time we saw that greasy goal? Man, I can't remember, because there is an unwillingness to go there offensively and stand there and get tips on the pucks. And then defensively, you look at like the coverage of Leon Draisaitl on that 4th goal yesterday, or sorry, the 5th goal yesterday for Columbus, where Olivier is just in the slot and Leon essentially doesn't do a thing with his stick.
Yeah. Well, Leon's game isn't where it needs to be right now. I know he's got 11 goals. But like his 5-on-5 production hasn't been at the level you would expect from him. And, there hasn't been, like, McDavid had the game against Columbus on Monday where he dominated the game. But he's only had one of those, and we're coming up on the 20-game mark, and I'm not sure Draisaitl's had a dominant game yet this year. So I've argued their best players need to be better. Their goalies need to be more consistent. Their defense needs to be better. Like, everything on the scene, and that's why the Oilers are basically a 500 team right now.
What do you foresee? How are things going to shape up lineup wise with guys going down, with Hyman coming off LTIR?
Well, Isaac Howard, because Howard wasn't on the roster when the Oilers started the season LTIR. So it's a weird rule, but his bonuses actually count towards his cap hit. So he's a 1.61 or 1.61 cap hit right now. And so I look at that, and he'll be the guy going down, because the Oilers basically have to clear to put Hyman off of LTR. They got to clear about just under 2.1 something million dollars. So Howard's one, and I think Troy Stetcher's the other. Like, they just played back-to-back, and Stetcher was the only player who didn't play in either game. I think it's obvious he's the guy. We'll know officially today if Hyman's playing tomorrow, because they got to put a guy on waivers. They're not going to send Tomasic and Howard down. I guess they could, but that would make no sense to me. Why would you carry 8 defensemen forever? So I'm going to say Howard and Stetcher are the two guys. I think Howard's a lock to go down 100%. He's, look at the minutes he's playing. He needs to play in the minors, and that's not a knock on him. It's just he's not suited. His skill set isn't a 4th line player. And with Hyman coming back, that's just another guy in the top 9. And then Nuge comes back next week. There's another guy in your top 9. So there's just not enough spots for him. So let him go down to the minors. He'll play a lot of minutes down there. He'll develop just like we saw Matt Savoy. And you can see Howard maybe later in the year or possibly next year. We'll see. But I think it's Howard and Stetcher.
I got a question for you with Howard, and as you say, Griggs, with that ELC bonus. When I look him up, the bonus, when you say it goes to 1.6, is for next year. For this year, it's at 250. So
no, because how it works, Kevin, if you actually, if you go to Puckpedia, how it works for bonuses, they average the 3 years, and his average over 3 years is 600 and something. So that's why
he's got $1 million in year 3. He's got 750 next year,
Yeah, he's got 2 million. So you split 2 million divided by 3, and that's his extra cap.
So
It's
666 or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, Greg's Jack Roslovic. He's got 6 points in the last 5 games. Is he probably playing at the upper echelon level on this team right now for the Oilers? And has he been one of the best revelations this season for the team?
Oh, hey, that old meme about excuse me, I didn't know your game or whatever the hell it is. That would be me. Like I knew part of Roslovic's game. I didn't know he was this smooth with the puck. I didn't know he was that good of a skater who can almost accelerate when he glides. It's very weird, to be honest. So, and in a good way, not a bad way. But yeah, Roslovic's been great. Right? Like, to me, when Hyman comes back, I'm Chris Knobloch, and I'm going to put McDavid. I'm going to put Hyman and Savoy as a line.
Yep.
And I'm going to leave Podkolzin and Roslovic and Draisaitl. I'm just going to say, guys, outside of, and now that they penalty killed together, outside of maybe the odd shift here or there on the power play, I'm not going to my nuclear option in the first damn period, for God's sakes. Like, I'm done with it, right? You other guys figure it out. And you've got Roslovic, who's clearly proven he's a top 6 forward right now. And Zach Hyman, I know he's coming off an injury, but Matt Savoy's playing well, and you live with it. And then, the bottom 6, you look and say, hey, guys, we need some damn production from you, right? Like Adam Henrique, Trent Frederick, get a pulse offensively and get involved.
Do you think it's Henrique, Frederick, and Mangiapane then on the third line?
Yeah, probably. Although it might be, they mix it up. Like it was, you had, I saw the lines last night.
Janmark
Janmark
filtered in, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think like Janmark brings some speed and tenacity, and at least Janmark in a few games that he's played, like, he pisses off the opposition because he's sneakily dirty, and Edmonton needs more of that. Like, they don't play with enough emotion at all. There's been a little bit more this past week because they got embarrassed 9-1, but hey, they're going into Carolina. Now, I know they won in Carolina last year, so that's a good sign. But if you're not on your game, the Hurricanes, they will embarrass you. They come at you in wave after wave after wave. They play, like we talk about the Oilers' inconsistencies. The one thing the Hurricanes aren't is inconsistent. They play the exact same style. Every line plays it. They're aggressive. They pressure, and you got to be on your game or you're going to get worked.
Jason Gregor with us on Sports 1440. Hey, let's shift over to the Grey Cup. What do you think of this matchup? Depending a lot on Davis Alexander here. Eddie and I were touching on it off the top. I mean, he's the de facto wild card of what Montreal can counter with what Saskatchewan's defense can bring.
Yeah, I think he's going to play. I'll be stunned if he doesn't.
Oh,
start.
yeah, he's playing.
And they've never lost when he starts games. They're 13-0, right?
Is it 13?
Yeah, 13-0. So to me, I'm taking Montreal because they got Davis. And hey, I like the Riders. Like, I think it's going to be a pretty good game.
Mm-hmm.
And, there'll be a lot of Rider fans, I think, in the crowd in Winnipeg. It's right next door, so they're going to travel very well. And there'll probably be a lot of Winnipeg fans cheering for Montreal, as they should. And it's, the weather looks like it's going to be good. The game itself should be awesome. But I'm Montreal when Davis Alexander's in, guys. Like, they dominate. And he's right up there with Nathan Rourke as best quarterbacks in the league when he's fully healthy. Like, I think we probably underestimate him a little bit because he's had an injury here or there, but unless he gets hurt in the game, I don't see how Saskatchewan's going to stop.
I'm with you, Greg. So, you give the politically correct answer here. Now, who you going with, Greg? Who you picking, man?
Montreal.
Oh, I'm picking Montreal. Oh,
okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna sit there and say, man, I love Davis and how good he is, and then be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go with Saskatchewan. Like, no. Riders have had a good year, but I think Harris is going to throw a pick at an inopportune time in the game.
I like personally, I want Montreal to win, but Saskatchewan's team is so deep, and they just have a momentum to them, especially with the way they play defense. But then when you say that, Montreal plays some lights out defense as well, with the local product, Luel Uguak on the defensive line. So it's pretty awesome to see. I'm a hater of the West, though. If it's not Edmonton, get it out of the West.
Come on.
Let's go, Owls.
Well, that's fair. I totally get it, right? Like, I'm never a believer that people are like, oh, you know what? My biggest rival's in it, but they're in the West, so I got to cheer for them. Like, why? That's like Oiler fans cheering for the Flames or Flames cheering for the Oilers. Like, I don't get it. Like, sorry. I'll never understand that.
So I think it was closed practice for Montreal yesterday.
Yeah, Thursday always is. Yep.
lot of trick plays. How many trick plays do you think Jason Maas is going to throw at the Riders?
Man, Moss has become the coach I always thought he was. I know people freaked out about his emotional stuff young in his career, but God, he's a good coach. Players love playing for him. He's aggressive as anything. Like, how many times are they going to gamble on third down? Right? I bet you at least 2 or 3 because they play the odds and they do it very well. So trick plays, I hope so, man. Like that's one thing. If you're circling back to the Elks have like one trick play all year long. Like, I'm sorry, in football, get outside your comfort zone sometimes. I'd like to see it more. A fake punt here or there, gamble on third down. And they did gamble on, the Rankin touchdown run. Obviously, is the one that stands out. But I'd like to see more of that called all the time. Like, I'm not going to go like that high school coach who never punts. That might be a bit extreme. But to me, anytime it's 3rd and 3 or lower, I'd be gambling in the CFL.
I think that there was a lot of lost opportunities this year offensively with the athletes that the Elks had and the creativity that Jordan Maximic could have come up with offensively, because Kevin and I said it on this program the whole season, get Rankin and Leak in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 times they did it, produced touchdowns both times. You have Trey Ford, where they've changed the rules. You have Trey Ford on the bench. You can now bring in 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Why would you not bring him in as a gimmick and have 2 quarterbacks on the field, one with track speed? It made no sense, man.
Yeah.
And I've asked coaches why none of them do it. Like, think about if all you need to know about football coaches in general is they are scared. Now, not all. Dan Campbell's an exception. There's a few. But you look at that rule in the CFL, how many times has teams even used it? Like, what are we doing? You can have 2 quarterbacks in there. Like, well, what does it mean? You're going to line him up a receiver? Like, he's never going to run a route. I'm like, what are you talking about? Get him in motion. You can run him behind, right? Toss it out to the side. You guys will do flea flickers.
Throwbacks, exactly.
Yeah, to a running back and hope he can throw the ball. You got a quarterback. It's embarrassing that CFL offensive coordinators have been so cautious to use the 2 quarterback rule. Absolutely embarrassing. Greg, I'll tell you, the first guy who does it, watch how successful it'll be. And then everyone's like, oh, geez, I guess we should try this. Yeah, you should have tried it 2 years ago.
Is there a Sports 1440 Grey Cup party at the Gregor household for all of us to attend on Sunday?
Karius, you've been invited to a few parties, and that's invitation got revoked. So
why? Why?
He knows you, buddy.
You know what? My son, it's kind of a family tradition. My son, my wife, and myself, the 3 of us, he likes Grey Cup and Super Bowl just because he loves nachos. So we have homemade nachos. He already asked me about it today. He's like, hey, Dad, Grey Cup's on Sunday. Like, I like because he talks to me like, I don't know that the Grey Cup is on Sunday. So he's just reminding me that it's on Sunday. He's like, Dad, it's on Sunday. You got all the nacho chip stuff? I'm like, yeah, son, we'll have it. So yeah, it's a big nacho party. And, we watch the games, and, he's becoming a pretty big fan of games. Like, he's lucky. The teams he cheers for have all made it to the championship this year. Now he's 0 for 3, Chiefs, the Oilers, and the Blue Jays, but he's had a lot of fun getting there. So he asked me, he's like, well, Dad, who do I cheer for? I'm like, you cheer for whoever you want. He goes,
I'm going to cheer for Montreal.
Yeah, you guys, I don't really like either team. So I don't think he's going to cheer. I think he's just going to cheer for nachos.
That's all you got to do.
Kevin, Gregor's saying, this nacho party, buddy.
Hey, the last couple soirees at your place, I was the driver. So I was
actually, I know. Well, yeah, that's why you're not invited. Like, there's Fun Bobby on Friends. There used to be Fun Dick. Yeah. Now it's like, now all of a sudden it's Driving Dick.
Listen, there's been too many parties where I've had the lampshade on my head, pal. So have a good one, Greg. Take care, man.
See you, boys. Have a good one.
Jason Gregor, the Jason Gregor Show. You'll hear it today 2 to 6, and that's the Puck Report. Brought to you by Fountain Tire. And again, it's tire changeover time, and you get 15% off select tires at Fountain Tire. Check them out at fountaintire.com. So you're going Montreal, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm going Sasky.
Yeah, Sasky. You're going to make some borscht or what?
No.
You're going to make something
we're
homemade.
Stew.
There we go.
It's Sammy's birthday party.
Oh, okay.
So we're having stew.
Nice.
Yeah. It's like
Sammy's your dog, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
his 5th birthday party.
5th birthday. So what kind, are you getting the finest tenderloin to put in that stew for Sammy?
You shouldn't. Well, he's not having any.
Oh.
I don't think he can.
You give Sammy scraps.
Yeah, I
don't tell Laura.
No, well, no, he gets chicken breast. I don't get chicken
breast.
Eats
better than you.
Well, he does, yeah.
Jeez.
Easily. When we come back, we'll talk a little Grey Cup as well as some Maybe NFL, we got to get some picks going here after what happened last night in Thursday Night Football. All straight ahead on the Kevin Karius Show with Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne, and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Michelle and Colette are sisters. Sisters who don't agree on much, especially when it comes to which hockey team is the best.
Edmonton is the best, baby. Vancouver's number one.
Even when it comes to meat snacks from Wilhawks.
I love the Harris Schweiner. The ham sausage rules.
But they will agree.
Wilhawk beef jerky is the best.
It might just be the only thing Alberta hockey fans can agree on.
Others can try to imitate, but no one can duplicate Wilhawk beef jerky. Only available in Leduc. Get yours today, because you don't win friends with salad.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Snow, colder weather, shorter days. November is officially here. But it doesn't all have to be bad news. If you're thinking about a new or used vehicle, now is the time. Massive savings, 0% financing, and don't forget tires at cost. Yes, that's right. We sell winter tires at cost. There's lots to celebrate in November. And as always, we'd like to thank all of those who have fought and served for our country. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Bring in the new year with a Canadian country legend. December 31st, in concert at the Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Brett Kissel. She drives me crazy. Multiple CCMA and Juno Award winner, platinum-selling recording artist, and top 10 hitmaker. Celebrate the new year in Alberta, country style. Bring your friends, your cowboy boots, and your party spirit for a night full of hits, celebration, and unforgettable memories. The countdown to 2026 starts with Brett Kissel live on stage. Get your tickets now at silenticecenter.com/events.
He's a legend in the booth and a master on the mic. Low Tide brings the banter weekdays from noon to 2. Sports 1440 is where Edmonton talks sports. Get in the game. Text 833-401-1440.
When your driveway's covered in snow, Toro and the Lawnmower Hospital have you covered. Toro's gas or battery-powered single-stage power clear snowblowers make it easy to clear right down to the concrete with incredible Toro-powered Propel technology. Face the next snow day without fear thanks to Toro and the Lawnmower Hospital. Visit lawnmowerhospital.com.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
Watch out. They're back.
I don't know why you treat me like the worst moving company in the region.
Get ready for a new season of the homegrown Crave original, The Office Movers.
All right, should we roll?
The hilarious hit series from creators Jay and Trey Richards.
We're building, we're elevating, we're moving up. New space, new contracts.
You guys need to go. The client is freaking out.
Where is the elevator?
It's busted.
The Office Movers. New season. Stream now. Only on Crave. Proudly Canadian. Subscribe at crave.ca.
With over 30 years of sports experience, this is the Kevin Karius Show, brought to you by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 7:43 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne with you, as well as Josh Fenwick, who is now leaving the studio. Oh,
Goodbye, Penny.
Yeah. We're also streaming on YouTube X, Facebook, and Instagram. The Kevin Karius Show is presented by Sports Select. You can get in on all the action with college football. Be busy again this weekend. We got the NFL football slate on Sunday as well. Early game Sunday morning too. Bet on the original at sportselect.com. It's 100% legal. You got to be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. Text rolling in 833-401-1440. It is Feel Good Friday, Playlist Friday. The Real Duke says Brian Sklar, West Coast Flyer, dedicated to KK. I don't know if I've heard that one, Real Duke. The King of Fort Nasty. Good morning, KK, Duke, Fenny, and Eddie. On this Playlist Friday, and in dedication to the Duke, the King of Fort Nasty would like to hear the Dukes of Hazzard theme by Waylon Jennings.
Without just the good old boys.
Right, we used to always say, an old buddy of mine, T-Bone down in Red Deer, Terry Neath, whenever you would like say pick up speed or something and maybe go around a corner, he would always go, next week on the Dukes, which was the line that they would do the trailer for the next week. And then, of course, the next video was them soaring over some ramp or whatever in the old General. Man,
good show.
That was a good show, is right. Perplexed Oiler fan. Oilers look scared of Olivier last night. Biggest problem is they are soft. Yes, leads to low intensity. Leads to poor defense and offense. That's probably it in a nutshell right there.
Hey, and not to call Trent Frederick out by any means, because boy, did he ever answer the bell. But sure, he answered the bell a couple of games ago, but like, you did it, and then they're back to being flat. You know, you got a lot of heat on you. You got the fight out of the way. You need to have a grit to your game, game in, game out.
And it's not about fighting.
No,
it's about initiating and hitting and being involved and showing some urgency.
Just a little pesky and And so,
And it's about like in front of your net, like push a guy out. Like think about Bouchard on the second goal. Okay. So McDavid is trying to leave the zone with the puck. Okay. He's leaving the zone. And, by all accounts, if you looked at the puck was bouncing pretty good last night, and maybe the ice wasn't the best, whatever. It's same for everybody. McDavid's blowing the zone quick because he thinks he's got a break. And by that time, you got Coyle and Olivier down low, and Olivier hits Coyle, and Bouchard is in no man's land. Take Coyle and erase him. McDavid's probably catching up to Olivier on the back pressure. And then that's the shooter anyway. But you gotta take Coyle. Just take Coyle and go. So the way it is. You're letting Olivier shoot the puck. Coyle's at least more of a goal scorer here. I haven't said that. Olivier, I think, had 18 last year.
Man, that was to start the second period. That was a terrible first shift.
Oh,
that was a terrible first shift by Evan
Bouchard had to give away,
and Connor had one as well. That was a terrible first shift by those
Picker's
guys.
Amazing save on Sillinger, and then 15, 20 seconds, not even 15 seconds later, it's in the back of their net.
And to me, that is a deeper problem, Kevin. When you're coming out of intermissions, first shift out, and you're playing that sloppy, that unfocused,
especially
that's
after
not good.
Terrible first.
That's not good, man.
I know. So it's back to back. Okay, you got to go in the locker room and say, okay, basically what happened here was we played like crap in the first 20 minutes. We're only down 1-0. Let's get it together here. And then it was worse before it got better. Text line 833-401-1440. Jane Victoria. Well, same story today. At least the coach acknowledged how soft they are in front, and he did.
Yep.
Following the game, Feel Good Friday. At least the Leafs lost 2 to the Kings in overtime.
The standings, man, are wild this year.
The standings. How about and we had Devin Dubnyk on yesterday, Eddie. He played with Laddie for about 4 years here, and he brought up a point that about where the save percentage is in the NHL, and there's some reasons for it. But he mentioned that the goaltending, he's got the goaltender's union card, right?
Of course.
But think about all the goalies who are struggling this year, and there are a lot of them. But the save percentage is one thing to look at because the chances are bigger. The players are having more opportunities in the extreme heavy danger areas. But when you look at some of the guys that are legitimate and goaltenders that are making like more than $5 million.
Some of
bucks.
the aces across the league.
Like the save percentages are, I mean, it's crazy when you see some of these guys. Like, like Sorokin's under 900. Dustin Wolf is under 900. Jake Ottinger's under 900. Vasilevsky's under 900. Bobrovsky's under 900.
Wow.
Freddie Anderson is under 900. Talbot is under 900. Stu Skinner under 900. Aiden Hill, Stanley Cup champion, under 900. Anthony Stolarz, John Gibson, Jordan Binnington, Linus Ullmark. This is a league-wide problem here, man, where the goaltenders, and a lot of them, are getting eaten up, and there's some guys that are playing exceptionally well. Another guy that is not even getting any love at all and should be getting a ton more is Spencer Knight in Chicago.
Ballin'.
Yeah. Should be getting a ton of love.
923.
And when he's he's not even probably mentioned in the same sentence with the guys getting ready for the American Olympic team.
Yeah, he's having a heck of a season. 2.46 GAA.
Yeah, unreal. Let's recircle and revisit the Grey Cup. So you got Montreal. I think I'm gonna have Saskatchewan. I'm not sure if they cover the 5. I see it as a field goal game.
I think it'll be tight.
Yeah. I see it as a field goal game, but I mean, there's some things that are going on with Saskatchewan and their receiving core. There's a couple of guys that are close to coming back. What's his nuts, the 1,000-yard receiver.
I think that this game will really come down to, as always, the trenches. AJ Ouellette, he's a really good running back for the Riders. He pounds it, runs it very physically. But then Montreal has a very strong defensive front 7. Their defensive line and linebacking core are really tough. So it's going to be a heck of a battle, man. Davis Alexander, if that hammy can hold up, it's going to be a game.
Keyshawn Johnson's a guy I was thinking about.
Yeah, he had been out.
He's been out since week 19. He was a 1,000-yard receiver. He was on the sidelines at practice yesterday, did not suit up, but they're saying there's a chance that he can play. If he plays, that's big. We had Tyler Greenslade from Harry Ainley text in the other day, Eddie, and he was talking about this is a great thing for the Riders and Alouettes and Harry Ainley. You got Ajo from Saskatchewan.
Who's a stud.
And then you got Lual Leguac,
stud
defensive line. So 2 guys that played together at Harry Ainley when they won a provincial championship 8 years ago, I believe it was.
I wonder what both their backgrounds are, where they're from in Africa.
Yeah. And
that's pretty neat how they're both from that high school, both playing pro ball.
Joe came from down south.
Oh, so he's American?
No. He came to Canada, but I believe he was down in southern Alberta. And
he did.
And I'm just going this off the top of my head
from Brooks or something like that
from 8 years ago. I hope Tyler's listening so he can maybe send it.
You're right, KK. Yeah,
he came up from down south. The Wall and his family had been here for and a lot of the Ugwaks are they played basketball, played football, whatever.
So well rooted in Edmonton sport.
Absolutely, yeah. But I mean, to have 2 kids from a high school at Harry Ainley,
it's really neat.
So it's Harry Ainley plays high school in the quarterfinals this weekend. So
is that all taking place at Commonwealth?
No, it's a Jasper Place Bowl. That's just the one game that's local. The other games are in Shoulders Park and then down south.
Okay.
So, there's one other. I think it's either Facey. I'll figure that out in a second.
Here. Yeah. You take your time. Yeah. And now circling back to the Grey Cup game, the only reason that I wouldn't mind if Saskatchewan won the game, I guess there's 2. I mentioned I'm the West hater, but I'm even more of a Winnipeg hater. So I would love to see the Riders win it in Winnipeg to spite all those Bomber fans.
Yeah.
But Corey Mace, I would be very thrilled to see him win it. A guy that I had competed against, a guy who is the exact same position as me, a defensive tackle who had worked his way up the coaching ladder to be a defensive line coach, to be a defensive coordinator, and now to be an absolutely beloved head coach, because his players, you can't hear a bad thing come out of their mouths about Corey Mace.
Right.
In the media surrounding their organization as well, everybody loves Corey Mace, and he does it in a very stoic way.
And being from Saskatchewan, I got to take the Riders, obviously. So.
You're a homer,
of
course.
For sure. So tomorrow it's Notre Dame and Harry Ainley at JP Bowl, 3 o'clock kickoff, one of the quarterfinals, and that's for 5A high school football in our province. LCI and Ernest Manning, that goes at Shoulders Park. Also St. Francis and Raymond, that's in Raymond. Raymond is the number 2 ranked team, so probably looking at a collision course here of Raymond and Harry Ainley. You got to get there yet too. Then the other Edmonton-based team, Salisbury Sabres, and Notre Dame, that goes at Shoulders Park as well.
Big weekend.
Yeah. And these guys they're behind, right? Because of the strike.
Right. That's what I was wondering when you said that.
Well, normally they'd be long.
It'd be done.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense then.
Yeah, they'd be done. So they're going to be playing.
I kind of was wondering why it's so late. They're playing high school ball around the Grey Cup. Yeah, that makes sense. Now.
Yeah,
I didn't even think
they'll play the finals at the end of the month.
That's another touchdown for high school football.
Yeah. Absolutely. Again, Feel Good Friday, Playlist Friday. Get your texts in, get your requests in to 833-401-1440. And the Duke will get them on. At the top of the hour, we've got Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet, also coming up on the big program. Declan Kruger, sometime after 9, we think.
We hope.
Do you think it'll be it? Because you guys got to tape.
I got to see him at 9:30, so you better be on his P's and Q's.
I would say we'll get him on about 9:15-ish. You're going to be delayed, is what it's going to be, Eddie. Dave Naylor from the CFL on TSN also covers the Buffalo Bills, obviously. But we'll talk to Dave about the CFL for the most part, maybe a little NFL. And then Mike Maniscalco from the Carolina Hurricanes, the play-by-play man, and it's the Canes taking on the Oilers tomorrow. Before all of that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Nectar.io. Learn more about how we can help your business automate processes, streamline operations, and save money at Nectar.io. That is Nectar.io. Your business made better. Here is the Duke.
The Sports 1440 update.
Edmonton Oilers, their 2-game winning streak come to an end last night in Columbus. They fall to the Jackets 5-4. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, each with a pair of points. Evan Bouchard adding 3 assists in the loss. 9 of the games around the NHL. Ottawa topping Boston 5-3. Extra point was good for the Stars. They beat Montreal 7-0. Leafs lose a 4 straight. 4-3 to the Kings in overtime. Calgary blanked the Sharks 2-0. Brad Marchand recording his 1,000th career point as the Panthers double up Washington 6-3. And in the nightcap, the Kraken get past the Jets 5-3. Week 11 in the NFL kicking off from Foxborough, and rookie running back Trayvon Henderson. 3 touchdowns. Patriots win their 8th in a row, 27-14 the final over the Jets. Just 3 games on the hardwood. Raptors beating Cleveland 126-113. Indiana losing in Phoenix 133-98. And the Hawks win a track meet over the Jazz 132-122. Shohei Ohtani taking home his 2nd consecutive NL MVP in unanimous fashion. And in the American League, the Yankees, Aaron Judge edging out Seattle catcher Cal Raleigh for Judge's 2nd straight MVP and 3rd in 4 years. Coming up in hour 2 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector, and we'll check in with a new edition of In or Out. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
You matter. Your mental health matters, and you're braver than you think. Not Alone is an organization focused on creating a space of acceptance and support through tough, meaningful conversation. My name is Tyler Smith, and you are never alone. NotAloneCo.com. It's okay to not be okay.
Hey everybody, it's Chief Principe and Jason Strudwick. Join us on a 7-night cruise through the Mexican Riviera, leaving from Los Angeles and including Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical waters and have some drinks with umbrellas in them, you could attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Jason Strudwick, Kelly Buchberger, Ron Lowe, Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and more. Don't miss out on every hockey fan's dream cruise, the Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. It's going to be one hell of a trip. Price start at just $23.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer.
The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise, July 2026. Visit cast.tours/Edmonton or call 1-833-347-7678. Book now and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours/Edmonton.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Don't look now, but I think we're being followed.
Oh, that's just my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Well, they're driving pretty close.
Because they're attached.
Save up to 15% on select tires until December 13th.
Cool.
Plus, get up to $125 off a set of 4 Goodyear tires.
Anything else?
Get $50 off a $150 service when you buy those tires.
Well, that's handy.
Yep.
And weird.
Well, I love my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Book your appointment online today. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
A veteran of the Edmonton sports scene for over 3 decades, the Kevin Karius Show, powered by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8 o'clock in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele with you on Sports 1440, along with Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick, still traumatized by Eddie's in-studio performance from a couple of weeks ago. One Josh Fenwick is.
He's not used to that locker room action. Guys walking around sometimes, pants drop.
Oh, easy now. Come on now. Reports out of, I guess, Winnipeg, because it's the commissioner's availability. Commissioner Johnston of the CFL has said that there'll be a new website, team sites, an app finally to come, and a season-long fantasy football game that you would experience with similar to the NFL. Way different. Obviously, you have to figure out how it's going to work because you got 9 teams, and it's not exactly, same as the NFL opportunities and the amount of players and things like that. So.
What a year for the CFL.
Oh, yeah.
What a year.
He also said 3 downs, unlimited motion, 65 yards wide, not going anywhere. So, time now for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Hey, it is a November to remember. You can save thousands on new and pre-owned inventory. They got a great selection, but even better people, great people at NorthgateGM.com as we welcome in Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet.
Boys, what's going on?
You having a Grey Cup party on Sunday?
Of note, my son's birthday today, turns 30, so we're going over there Sunday to spend some time. The Grey Cup will be on. How about that? I guess I'm in charge of making squares and like putting some gambling into the thing, right?
Oh, the squares, cool.
I forgot about that.
Squares, come on.
Yeah. So, Spec, if you're going over to your boy's place to celebrate his birthday, happy birthday to him as well today. Are you expecting him to do the heavy lifting and the cooking on Sunday, or is Pop going to show up with something?
You know what? They got 2 little kids. One of them's about 3.5 weeks old. So I would say we're ordering in. How about that? And I'm paying.
There we go. That's what I wanted to hear. You're choosing.
Oh, boy. What are you just going to get, like a bucket of chicken or pizza or what?
Yeah, the old days, you used to go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, get a big barrel of chicken, remember?
Oh, yeah. That was a big treat back then.
Well, it was. Now, I guess there's actually more than 2 places that serve takeout now, Kev. Did you know that?
Well, this is back in Sasky days, but I remember, I know it's a long time ago, Spec, but I saw, like, if you want to get, like, a barrel of chicken, like from KFC and the Fixins or whatever, we're talking at a good price here. Like a lot of money, Spec.
Not cheap.
Hey, Newsflash, buddy. It's not 1972 anymore.
Yeah. Dirty bird. Yeah. You got to admit, the man makes a mean bird, eh? Like Kenny Rogers.
There ain't no Toonie Tuesday.
Yeah, man, those were the days. How many Toonie Tuesdays did you do?
Oh,
What'd you do? Let's just buy 20 of them?
man, I used to go there when I was like in grade 6. I'd walk there with a Toonie.
Oh, man. All right, Spec. Last night, 5-4 Oilers in Columbus. And again, I just keep saying it about this team. They're switch flickers. I mean, you saw 25 minutes where they did absolutely nothing. They flicked the switch for 5 minutes or so, and then it's gone again. I don't know. It's the same old with this team.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the way the schedule is and the way the NHL works, you don't get 60 hard minutes a night out of every team. Nobody does. There's not a team in the league, but you would like to, I keep hearkening back to when I talked to Evan Bouchard before the season, and he said, one of the things I got to do is make my worst nights better. And I think this team needs to be able to survive their worst minutes when they're giving you 20 not great minutes. It can't be, they can't have guys scoring goals from right in the low slot. They're so soft in front of their net. It's unbelievable. And it's starting to really reflect in the goalies' numbers. I don't know if we blame the goalies here, guys, but the Oilers have the worst save percentage 5-on-5 in a league, and they're 30th. That's .874. And in all strengths, they're 30th at .863. That looks real bad on the goalies, but when you look at the goals that got scored last night, I'm not so sure that, most of those goals aren't going in on most goalies.
Well, that's just exactly it, Spec. So is it the chicken or the egg? Because you look at the turnovers that the defense has throughout this year, the play of your top dog in Bouchard. Is it the poor goaltending, or is it just poor defending, or a combination of everything?
It's obviously a combination to an extent. Like, they don't have and never have had a goalie that carries you through lots of games where your team plays horribly, okay? They don't have that guy. So, they do have goalies that when the team plays well, reward them with enough saves to make it to 2 Stanley Cup finals in a row. So like, I think you're right. It starts with the team defensive play, Kev, for me. It starts with a team that's not so soft in front and a team that doesn't just give up, goals where guys are scoring from the top of the crease night after night.
Well, and I said this off the top, Spec. To me, it so much is on about buy-in, commitment, awareness, the urgency to play that type of game defensively, to pay the price. And I compared it, and I hate kind of crapping on Leon, but think about how Leon on that second goal, Spec, that he scored, and the will and the drive after the draw to get to where he needs to be, where he wants to be on a set play. I mean, he fought through that and he got to where, and he got there quick. And then you look at him on the 5th goal where he's just standing beside Olivier for a slot goal, and he's standing right there. And that's, again, think about the difference between the two plays. It's there.
That 5th goal, Olivier standing among 3 different Oilers.
Yeah.
Do you think nobody wants any part of Olivier, guys? Is that what we're talking about here? Does everyone want to just stick check Olivier because nobody wants to go stand next to him?
Week was brought up already this morning too.
I certainly, that was brought up. I certainly hope that's not the case, because that's quite revealing of the overall team character and battle that these guys have, if that is the case.
Well, listen, it's an old story in hockey. Guys like that get lots of space. They get lots of room, and there's a reason for that. And Olivier had too much room last night. He's standing inside 3 different Oilers, shooting the puck past Pickard from 4 feet out. Like, sorry, everyone wants to crap on the goalies. Pickard's numbers are horrible this year, but there's just way too many of those goals. Like, goalies just, he saved a couple of those last night, but there probably was 7 of them. And when they shoot from 5 feet away and they got you moving, out of those 7, 3 are going in. That's just how hockey works.
Mark Spector with us on Sports 1440. So we're assuming that Zach Hyman's going to return tomorrow, Spec, in Carolina. I'd be flabbergasted if we didn't see Hyman with McDavid and I assume Savoy. And then, Roslovic, Draisaitl, and Podkolzin have been really good together. Is that how you see top 6 tomorrow?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess there might be a caveat if they don't, if they don't love putting Hyman right back into the first line fray in his very first game, I would understand that if they want to work him in a little more slowly. They're a way better team if that's your lineup. And you know what? Savoy stepped in last night, was great with those two guys. He was really, really good. You could just see his confidence growing. Like now, he carried the puck through the neutral zone a couple times, right? He carried it in the zone on that goal that got called back. Okay, so he had one extra dangle. Stuff happens, but I just watching his confidence, man. That's the best I've seen him play last night in terms of I want the puck and get out of my way. I haven't seen that from that kid yet.
Yeah, as we tee up the game tomorrow, Edmonton in Carolina here, Spec. KK said this earlier. The Oilers, they better be on their P's and Q's now and come correct, because Carolina is going to be relentless and come wave after wave, and they won't be shy to embarrass you if Edmonton has those lulls, those turnovers, those lapses in their play throughout the game.
Yeah, Carolina's a really good regular season team. They're hard to beat. They beat everybody all year long. It's a difficult building because their team is really good. There's no doubt. Edmonton's record in there isn't any good. It always seems to come in the middle of some big, long trip. But I'm not going to kid you, right? It's a good team. You're going into their barn. You got to play well. If you think you're going to beat Carolina, you better bring a good game, because they certainly always bring one against Edmonton when I'm in there.
They got Vancouver at home tonight too, Spec. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah, that's true, too. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I did see that. So, you know what? Little edge for the Oil, I guess. Edmonton's got a day off. They wake up in Raleigh this morning, and they got a day off there. So that can't hurt at this stage of the year. I assume Skinner's back in goal.
Yep. Without question. I think that is without question. And I think he plays in Buffalo on Monday.
Yeah, probably. What do you think? There is a new goalie coach in this year. Jim Matheson mentioned this to me last night.
I golfed with him.
Yeah, so did I. Great, sure. I guess I'd ask you, what, do you think Peter Aubry's, like, when you get a new goalie coach, he usually kind of introduces some new things to the goalies. And certainly Pickard's game he doesn't look anything like the Calvin Pickard we've seen in the past. He's all over the place.
Too much movement, right? Even on goals that weren't scored last night, he's got way too much movement.
Off balance.
Yeah. He's all over the place. He's not economical at all.
Yeah.
I think that's got to do with the new goalie coach coming in, teaching you some new stuff.
I don't know. I mean,
it's something we haven't talked about.
I'll tell you what, if just think about the heat that Schwartz would have been taken at this time
exactly.
Of the year. At 20 games in, Spec.
Well,
it's very valid.
Yeah, a lot of our listeners were moaning for a new goalie coach for a long, long time. Now you got one.
It's true.
And I was not going so great at the moment.
And I mean, it's everything else. Like, I mean, you looked at Stewart, and how many people have asked you, and how many texts do we get here, Spec, about is Paul Coffey coming back?
Yeah. So
because we do.
Sure. I hear it all the time. Is it because Paul Coffey's gone? I don't know. I mean, he's always linked to Bouchard's level of play, and Bouchard's a veteran guy. I mean, they're not changing Bouchard's. I don't see in Bouchard's game. He gave a puck away last night. He just mishandled the puck and just handed it away. Boom! It's in your net 4 seconds later. That's not a coaching thing, right? That has got nothing to do with what a coach would tell you to do. So I don't buy it with Bouchard. Goalies are a different animal. Goalies are a different thing sometimes. And I don't know this. I'm just throwing it out there. But I'll tell you what doesn't lie. The worst, the Oilers are ranked 32nd in the league in 5-on-5 save percentage. 874, boys. 874.
I don't think you can just, and I said this on Monday, I don't think you can just parachute a goalie in and it's going to make a world of a difference. Even if you get Shesterkin or one of the best out there, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference with the way they're playing in front.
Yeah.
Did you see the list of all the goalies, Spec, that are struggling? Like, it's insane.
All the guys making $6 million that are or more who are under 900. Yeah, there's about 8 guys making $6 million or more who are under 900.
Yeah.
So with that being said, as the organization, you got to be somewhat pleased that you have 3.5 million tied up, and you're right in that same boat, but only 3.5 tied up in your goaltending.
Look at you, Pollyanna, looking at the bright side.
I've been called toxic positive before in my household.
Listen, there's nothing positive about a starter that's got an 889 and a backup that's got an 830.
No.
Whether you're blaming them, whether you're blaming the team in front of them, whether you're blaming your system, whether you're blaming your defensive zone coverage, there's something wrong there. You can't survive on an 874 team save percentage. Sorry, it's got to be over 895 at least. And they're 20 points south of that.
And the other thing too is the save percentage is it's not like it was judged a couple years ago. Spec. We had Devin Dubnyk was on yesterday. We went through all of this, and like league wide, it's under 900 right now, league wide. Yep. So I mean, you can talk about the shots that are a little bit wide that used to be counted as a shot on net that aren't anymore. I got a text here a little while ago from a guy named Ken. He says, "Do you think the goalie numbers are down? High danger chances are up." So that's two things here. To the lack of good defense anymore. Gone are the days of paying a price to stand in front of the net. Not just the Oilers. He says this is a whole league has gotten softer.
The whole league has gotten softer.
And I said, "You're bang on, Ken." And it's all about buy-in. It's about buy-in and paying the price in front of the net.
Yeah, it's a different world now, guys. It's a different world. Like, for instance, fighting. Nobody fights growing up. There's no fighting anymore. Like, they don't fight in the NCAA. They don't fight they barely fight in junior A hockey. The Western League barely fight anymore. And I'm not saying that's bad, but the point I'm making is those guys all turn into NHL players. And when they get there, they don't have the hard, tough attitude that guys used to have. So it's different. The game is a softer game because it's all about skill.
Mm-hmm.
You used to have a big guy on the end of your bench who brought toughness and hard play and accountability. Now he doesn't play for your team anymore. And you just have another guy who played NCAA hockey who's really highly skilled and fast.
Mm-hmm.
So that's okay. Like, we want a skilled game. But I'll tell you what, for every Matthew Olivier in this league, there's about 40 Trevor Zegrises. And that's just the way our sport's evolved. And it ain't going back, gentlemen.
No, the game has gotten it's smaller, it's faster, and it's more skilled. You're not carrying 3 plugs at the end of your bench, like you said, Spec, that are 6'3", 230, just out there to fight and hit. You need the skill now.
Right. Even the defensive core. I called Darnell Nurse out the other night in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Sealers, having his way with Connor McDavid, tossing them all over the rink. Right? At what point does Darnell Nurse? There's not a lot of toughness on this Oilers team. And Frederick just stood up to the toughest guy in the league and had a rough go, and he did his job 2 nights ago. Right? Yeah. Who was there for Sealer? Who was looking Sealer in the eye when he was beaten up on the golden ticket here every second shift the other night in Philly? Guess what? Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call Darnell Nurse out. He's big and tough and can handle himself, and that's supposed to be part of his game. And he was invisible in that Philly game.
Yeah. Good stuff, Spec. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Got a text in from Hot Salsa, Spec.
Hot Salsa?
Hot Salsa.
Who's she?
Well, I don't know. But anyway, he says, and I think I knew this, but he says, hey, KK, in Weyburn, Saskatchewan, they still have a KFC buffet. Ooh. All you do is just pull up and shovel it in.
Trouble.
Shovel it in.
All right, Spec.
You have to get out of your car?
Well, yeah, it's a buffet.
Or do they just line it up on the outside of the building?
It's not like A&W when they brought the tray and hung it on your window, Spec.
Blading it out to you.
All right, have a good weekend. Enjoy the Grey Cup, Spec.
How much gas do I need to get to Weyburn?
You can get there. It'll be about a 9.5 hour drive.
About 9, Spec.
It's a 9
okay, boys, I'll see you later.
Okay, yeah. You can get there by supper time. Just don't have any snacks on the way. That's on the mark. Brought to you by Northgate, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC. This truck's for you.
Hey, have you ever eaten at the Red Barn in Mooseman?
The Red Barn.
That big, it's the restaurant that you drive by on the highway. They have some world famous chicken.
I did lots because it's down by Kenosi Lake.
Yeah. Lots of good chicken over there, man.
When you had a text too from someone else saying, you guys got to get with the times. There it is. Yeah. or is it Junior JRD? You guys got to get with the times. KFC, come on now. SFC Southern Soul Fried Chicken.
Oh, that Korean fried,
SFC,
boy.
Soul Fried Chicken. It'll change your life.
I know about the Korean fried chicken
Sure you
now.
do.
Oh, juicy chicken.
Could you knock down, like I could probably knock down 6, 8, 9 pieces of
What,
that.
regular or Korean?
Any kind.
Okay. No, because the Korean ones are typically smaller, Duke. You laugh back there, but it's smaller pieces normally.
What aren't the Jolly Bees? Do they say that their birds are bigger?
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that. Just if we're talking like KFC regular, are we going like thigh, drummy? What are we doing?
Thigh. I'm just a thigh guy, yeah.
Yeah. You're a thigh.
And I mean, everyone gets the drumstick, but the wings are a waste of time.
Yeah.
The breast to me are always a little too dry.
It is a little too meaty.
Just a little bit.
You need the fat
Double
in
D
there.
says, Eddie, the Red Barn is solid in Mooseman.
Yes, it is.
Ate there last week from the Double D.
Yes, Double D. Thank you for texting. Way to back me up, my man.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, no, I could easily. I mean, me and Jongajan, we'd knock down a barrel. That's 20 pieces.
You know the old saying, Kevin, anything you can do, I can do better.
Well, but Eddie, you're a big guy. You could, I could see, like, I mean, look at the pizza pig out.
Yeah.
And you took 2 pizzas home.
And I stopped at Dairy Queen.
And you stopped at Dairy And you had a donut.
I have issues.
Did you have a donut there too?
Yes, I did.
Oh, man.
I had one of the biggest ones there too. It was the what was it? Cinnamon Toast Crunch donut.
Oh boy.
Hey, Fenny, you were with me, weren't you, Fenny? We had our donuts together. No, it was someone else, I think. Wasn't it you?
Oh, Eddie, I was there while we were eating donuts. Don't you worry, pal. I housed mine. You know what they say? Lead with dessert. I ate it in line for the pizza.
Oh, that's a real big boy right there, eating it in line while you're waiting. So get this real quick, Kiki. Back in my playing days, I was on a real strict diet, like really tightened up.
Really?
And I'd have a cheat day, and it was Sundays. And this one Sunday, I ordered pizza and Chinese food. I went and picked up my pizza, ate a large pizza on my way to pick up my takeout Chinese food. Real story.
That's the cheat day.
That's the cheat day.
But what about, like, didn't you need to have like a lot of calories?
Oh man, it was honestly like I ate so much chicken and broccoli. It got to the point, Kevin, where I was so sick of it, I would put it in a blender with water and I would drink it.
What?
Yeah, man.
Okay, what about after a game? Like when you're like, okay, how many? You could lose 10 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Sweat.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're drinking
After a game, it
doesn't matter.
You're putting everything
like
in.
you drank a dozen beer after a game.
Oh
Probably.
yeah, you're putting everything in.
And whatever. Like, are you guys getting? Say you're playing at home. Did you guys have food that was in the locker room?
No,
Okay.
no, man. It was a rush to get showered and get out and go hit the town.
Really?
It was a rush, man. Get out of here.
And like I was telling you about all the guys in the glory days that, you know, the linemen with the keg.
They'd hang around in the
like
corners.
Rod Conop and Chris Morris and Bruce Beaton and all these guys. But you guys never ever had a beer in the locker room?
Yeah, we would sometimes, but honestly, it was a mad dash to meet the boys at an establishment.
And are you looking for a buffet or what were you guys looking for?
Man, sometimes it would even just be a liquid diet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Depending on what time the game is.
And then order a plate of wings. or
Yeah,
something,
and you're just eating, kind of nippets or just crushing McDonald's at the end of the night. As terrible as that is, but say it's a 7:00 game, you're out of the facility by 11. When you're 25 years old, man, and you kind of live for one night of fun a week because the rest is all business, guys are racing to get to the establishments.
The establishments.
No joke.
Well, like in 98, 99, I used to hang with Hervey and Singor Mobley and a few other
The
Sean
crew.
Fleming.
Yeah. Mook, probably.
Yeah, Mookie Mitchell. And we would go to a few of these establishments after
you know how it is, man.
They were pretty wild. Sidetrack Cafe. Because that was the Sunday night. If they played Sundays, that was the big one.
That's the other thing is the different days of the week you play on.
Yeah.
You got to know what's right on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I knew all of them, Eddie. It says the real Duke says the operator. Oh no, I can't say that. He doesn't know if this is true or not. But there's been a few guys. I hit up the Red Barn every time in Mooseman from Titan. Nick says, I missed the Pizza Hut lunch buffets in Regina. That was another one.
Pizza Hut buffet with the dessert pizzas.
Mike from Kindersley says, I can confirm that buffet's still there in in Weyburn. You can't pass it up. And he goes, Eddie, I'm thinking about making the drive right now. I think he's in Kindersley. So he's texting from Kindersley.
Yeah.
It's a 5-hour drive from Kindersley.
Hit it up.
You betcha. Hey, when we come back, we'll get to some of your texts. Maybe talk a little NFL. We got to get your picks, Eddie, and we got to do all these Duke because we kind of kept Eddie here a little later last week and on Friday, remember? And
got in heat for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Justin Sorensen, he lit me up because I was about 7-8 minutes late for the podcast.
Oh my goodness,
boy.
Okay. That's coming up right after the break. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne, and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
For Shelly hockey fans, your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey Culligan, I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.ca.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Get Black Friday prices now at The Brick. Skip the line and save big. Get 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching Love Cedar chair. Plus, get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And buy more, save more. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances. Mattresses are up to 40% off. And with every mattress purchase, you're entered for a chance to win a cruise. Some exclusions apply. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Wing Wednesday at First Round. Whether you're coming for the first round, the last round, or a few rounds in between, they've got you covered. With half-price wings every Wednesday night. Half-price wings. Over 35 delicious flavors like Cajun salt and pepper, maple bacon, and Inferno wings. Now half price every Wednesday night. Wash them down with a cold pint of Canadian or Coors Light for only $5.75. Half price Wing Wednesdays at First Round in West End and now downtown. First Round, burgers, beer, sports.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
Listen up, because we're about to tell you what nobody else will. There's a serious problem in auto service. The price you expect is almost never the price you pay. Big Toy Shop tells it like it is. No BS, no false inflated bill. It's just the honest service you need, done quickly and done well at a price that doesn't make you feel like a chump. Take your ride to Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road. Call 780-298-2797.
Portions of this hour are brought to you by Sports Select. Get in on the action with football. Bet on the original. It's sportselect.com. 100% legal. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8:29 in Edmonton. It is Feel Good Friday, Playlist Friday. Get them in. Duke will get them on. 833-401-1440. Was that from the request line, Duke? I can't.
Yeah, one of the early ones we had come in was that's Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam.
Fixer. The request was vague. They said they just wanted to hear any of some Pearl Jam. I think there was Sonic something or Animal, none of which we had in any of the systems. So I went with some PJ, and that's a good one. That's one of my favorites. Not that I'm a huge Pearl Jam guy by any stretch, but.
Do you know what the weather is forecast for your fine city for Grey Cup Sunday, Eddie?
No sniffs, actually.
Well,
kind of curious.
I think it's pretty good. Morning's going to start a little chilly, but clear. By the afternoon, the temperature will climb between +1 and +3.
Oh, wow.
So kick off at 4, whatever. Is it 4 or 4:30? Yeah. I mean, then skies expected to stay mostly sunny. Light winds, which is always critical, from the northwest, 15 to 25 K. The sun sets 17 minutes before kickoff. Bad. The game should be up more.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's a championship game. Can't play it in the afternoon.
I like it when it starts and then they turn the lights on, like, say, halfway through. Temperatures will fall to like -2 to 3 by the time the game is over.
But it'll already be dark in Winnipeg.
I know, that's what I'm saying. The game should start earlier. The game should start earlier.
You actually do like it when they turn the lights on
I think
halfway through.
Yeah, I think the game should start 3 o'clock in Winnipeg time. That's 5 o'clock in the East. It's 1 o'clock here.
Too early.
2 o'clock
2
here.
o'clock.
Sorry, 2 o'clock here. That's just
1
fine.
o'clock PT.
Yeah, whoop-de-doo. Who cares about Vancouver? Now, I remember 10 years ago, it was pretty good, actually.
It was cold.
Oh, it was -4 for kickoff, Eddie.
With the wind chill, though. What was it with the wind chill?
Doesn't say.
I thought it was about -20.
I don't know. It was cold during the week because I know I bought a pair of those Ugg boots that were dress Uggs, and everyone was looking at me, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I got there and everyone's like, oh man, those boots must be great. Because back then, no one was wearing their runner dress shoes.
No, it was still old school.
It's still, you wore dress shoes with your suit.
Yeah.
And these ones were the beautiful Uggs that looked like a dress shoe boot. And they were beautifully,
Good
like
call.
I put the seal on them with the suede and everything and all that. And I marched around those sidelines on Wednesday and Friday and Saturday, Eddie. And everyone's like, your feet must be nice and toasty. I said, they are.
It's go time now,
Yeah.
KK. It's crunch time. You had the player awards yesterday.
Yeah.
And now it's Friday. You got Saturday, which is the day before. It's really time to prepare and lock in mentally.
1991, it was -16. 91.
Pre-wind chill.
And that was and that was, I'm trying to think if that was 91 in Winnipeg. Is that the kick return by
who won it in 91?
Toronto. I think
Toronto
wasn't it?
did?
I think that was the kickoff return by the Rocket.
I thought that was later.
Is it later?
Yeah,
Is it
I thought that was
98?
later 90s. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe my years are all messed up here. Anyway, but it's also the league is going to announce the schedule here coming up.
Yep. For next year.
There have been whispers that they're moving it up even more. I don't like that because now they're, again, at the beginning of the year, when you try to get some traction in Canada, you're competing with the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah.
And crowds show that. You can talk about the difference at the end of the year with weather, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, think about it. In Edmonton, no one cared about the Double E until the Oilers were gone.
For the most part, yeah.
I mean, Toronto.
When the Oilers are making Stanley Cup runs.
Toronto, yeah. Winnipeg. It's just the way it is. So I think.
Well, Winnipeg didn't have an issue. They sold out every game.
Sure they did, if you say so. Skewed the numbers in the peg, Eddie.
No, you turn on the TV and you see that barn. That's a rocking barn. No other team does it like Winnipeg.
Tiger says that was the year they threw the beer at the Rocket.
Oh, really, eh?
So I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Here's another one for you, Eddie. Eddie, another solid bet for a meal on the road to the peg is the Russell Inn on Highway 16.
Ooh.
Bison burger washed down with a Labatt's Light.
Man, I've heard about the Bison burger there.
Wow.
True story. I really have.
Here's a serious question for you, Eddie, from Tiger. And Tiger sometimes, this is actually a great question from Tiger. Eddie, here's a serious question. I heard a former CFL coach speaking on Toronto radio. He said he was on the rules committee a few years ago and they nixed the 35-second clock back then, which is what they're going to next year. Okay. Now, he said that fat guys will have a hard time on the wider field getting to the huddle on time. The NFL struggles with this sometimes with the longer clock, narrower field, and he's talking about substitutions. So do you think this is going to be a...
No, I don't, because along with this adjustment, they are now going to go to where you don't have the same team on both teams on the same sideline.
Mm-hmm.
So having the teams at midfield on opposite sidelines is going to really take away a lot of extra distance when you're making substitutions. So I don't think, but to be honest, along with a lot of these rules, other than the goalpost where I can say for certain that will make a positive change, I don't, we need to see how this plays out, man.
Okay.
We really do.
Again, I worry about it turning into a rugby league and you're going to see, and Jason Maas does it.
That kick,
I
kick,
hate it. The punt with
I hate it. The dribble
three
punt.
guys. Well, the dribble punt's one thing, but an onside punt as well with two guys behind the punter.
I like that.
You do.
I like an onside because you have to be alert and aware as a defensive player. You have to see that there are two guys or one guy back behind the punter being onside. Then you have to communicate that to your teammates. That dribble kick is something completely different where you throw a pass to a receiver. He doesn't even get the first down, but he dribbles it forwards, and all of a sudden you get a whole recovers it, and then you get a whole new first down. That I don't like. But the onside, I like that.
But again, I'm talking about the onside because it's going to happen at the 40-yard line-ish, where before you were kicking a field goal.
It's going to turn into some chaos down there too. Imagine this, KK. So right from that yardage line that you mentioned, instead of kicking the field goal, you're trying to coffin corner them deep, but you got a couple guys running onside now. Now that there's going to be collisions right in front of that returner or even at the returner, because when you're onside, you don't have to give any space. You don't have to give 5 yards. So there's going to be, it's a race to the football. It'll be almost like the old XFL coin toss. It'll be a race to the ball with that scenario.
Okay, so a guy's going to catch the ball and he can get clocked 1 second later.
Right? Yeah. If you're running onside,
then what's going to happen? Now the league's going to go, well, we can't have this.
Well, you got to have, but you got to have the defensive players have an assignment, and you're supposed to go and block those onside guys. It's not a free run. You're supposed to go man for man. That's my guy. I got to lock him up. And that's where the communication comes in, where some onside punts are really neat and tough, or where you sneak a guy in and that you hang him out over by your sideline. So he's just barely standing in bounds. It looks like he's blending in with the team on the sideline. And then the punter kicks it and you don't even realize that he's onside. And then he can make that recovery.
I get it. I just don't like it.
It could cause a lot of chaos.
Yeah. Well,
it really could.
Hot Salsa says he brought it up, and he did. And he said, all hell will break loose.
Yeah. With those onsides. Yeah. If you got multiple of them going, it will be chaos because they don't have to respect the halo.
Precisely. When we come back, we're going to go in or out. The Duke has put together 5 big ones today. That's coming up right after the break. The Kevin Karius Show with Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne, and Josh Fenwick, presented by Sports Select. And playing Sports Select is so darn easy. All you got to do is visit sportselect.com and generate a QR code. You can check the videos. It's a step-by-step instruction. Check them out, sportselect.com. It's 100% legal. You must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. we're back with In or Out right after the break. Also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Snow, colder weather, shorter days. November is officially here. But it doesn't all have to be bad news. If you're thinking about a new or used vehicle, now is the time. Massive savings, 0% financing, and don't forget tires at cost. Yes, that's right. We sell winter tires at cost. There's lots to celebrate in November. And as always, we'd like to thank all of those who have fought and served for our country. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
I'm Grant Fedork from Leading Edge Physiotherapy, and people who suffer brain fog might think it's just going to be part of their life. But listen, I've seen a 38-year-old man managing a concussion read her kid a bedtime story without losing the plot, all because of cognitive rehab that rewires the brain like a GPS reboot. Your brain isn't broken, it's buffering. One missed beat in focus, memory, or balance snowballs into frustration, falls, or forgotten keys. Stroke, concussion, long COVID, even aging can all lead to brain fog. Cognitive rehab works. Check us out at leadingedgephysio.com before your next "Where'd I Put My Phone" moment.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Hand delivering a hamper to a family in need fills everyone's hearts with joy. Be part of the Holiday Hamper program. Adopt a local family and see the difference your groceries and gifts make firsthand. Sign up today at holidayhamper.ca.
I'm getting McDonald's. You want anything?
Oh, yeah. I'll get I've got to get 2 cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium fountain drink for $9.99. Hey, maybe I'll eat 1 cheeseburger right away and save one for later. Maybe I'll stack them and eat them both at once. Options. Oh, delicious, delicious options.
So 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and drink?
How'd you know?
You were thinking out loud again. Get yourself a 2 cheeseburger meal for just $9.99 plus tax for a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants.
When it comes to sports in Edmonton, Jason Gregor is a must listen. He brings you the inside scoop with guests from across North America. If it matters in sports, you'll hear it here first. Gregor rolls out weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports 1440.
Can an energy provider make you feel carefree? We think so, because who doesn't like to be surrounded by good energy? Great rates always. Gimmicks never. Perks that reward your loyalty and energy experts who know what's what. Carefree just feels good. Encore by Empor, your carefree electricity and natural gas provider.
Customers are free to purchase natural gas or electricity services from a retailer of their choice. For a list of retailers, visit ucahelps.alberta.ca or call 310-4822 toll-free.
This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, a proud presentation of Sports Select.
In store or online at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
Eddie thinks he's like a real entertainer. Like, I mean, he thinks that you think that you can carry a tune. You got the jaw, like the moving and you're grooving.
Yeah, baby.
Like-
Winner circle. You want to come and join me in it?
You're in the winner's circle?
Hey, 10 years. Got to celebrate it. 10 years this weekend.
Is it really this? What's the date on it? Do you it's got to be later.
I think it was a little bit later, a week or two later. But 10-year anniversary, 2015, Grey Cup, Edmonton Eskimo. Shout out to all my brothers out there. I know some of you are listening.
One of my favorite pictures. I don't have down the road. I've got some things, being in the business a long time that you sort of cherish, and you're like, I did a thing with Wayne Gretzky, and it was so I got a nice picture of that. But what my favorite picture is from that, it was right after you guys, it was just on the field celebrating. Kevin Jesus, who was a producer at Global, and he took it a picture of myself at the start of an interview with Dwayne Mandrusic and Mike Riley.
Cool.
And all the green and gold confetti's coming down.
Yes.
So I got that picture somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I mean, that's one picture, that you will look back and go,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, time now for Are You In or Out?
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line, are you in or you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions, just action. In or out?
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
So I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
All right, Duke Letterbuck.
Edmonton Oilers season-long 2-game win streak coming to an end last night in Columbus, 5-4 the final. Despite not really having a hope or a prayer on any of the 5 goals against, when you watch them back, all pretty much no shot for the goaltender. I thought it was really obvious from about the first 5, maybe even 10 minutes of the hockey game that Cal Pickard simply did not have it last night.
Oh, so in on this one, man. He just looked like he'd never played goal in a long time. Again, the economical angle, the movement. There was that one on the Miles Wood. Miles Wood sent a shot. It went through him, then hit the post. And it looked like he was, his setup, it looked like he was giving away, like he was lucky to be where he was. Because if he probably was in position, it would have went in. Totally, his movement was just awful. He's got to get back. Like, I don't know, that's technique. That's going through film. That's going through practice and the goalie coach and saying, get it together, man.
Yeah, I'm going to be in as well. Yeah. There was moments where he was losing edges and flailing and falling.
Like Vasilevsky the other night.
Yeah, where he
looked like me on Tuesday night at Walker's drop-in skate.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're at here with the backup goaltender spot for the Oilers and goaltending as a whole. Like, I get it, and a lot of people take issue with us, and I'll trying to not mean to lump all of us together, but let's just say you and I in particular, Kevin, in here every morning and saying a lot of the time, like, it's not always the goalie's fault, right? Like, it's not just it's the easiest cop out is to blame goaltending, but the numbers at this point do not lie. This year, you guys went over them pretty in depth with spec about where the team save percentage is at, where each of the 2 individual guys are at respectively. And at this point, like when it comes up and it's a back-to-back or that time in the schedule where it is Cal Pickard's turn to take the crease, there is essentially zero confidence right now. And it's crazy to say that after the way he played for them last year and in the playoffs, saving the season at a time. But like, I just don't think you can confidently roll this guy back out into the net. And goalies, it's streaky, right? The confidence, all those things. But like you said, Kevin, whether it's getting in the lab and breaking down some film or just putting in a little extra time on the practice sheet, I don't know. But it's not pretty right now. And last night, like I said, the 5 goals, you can almost wipe that off the board and you can pick out 100 other things that were wrong with his game last night over the course of 60 minutes.
Just everything. Like
it was not pretty in any way.
So uncomfortable.
Yeah, that might be the very best way to put it. Oilers continue the road trip tomorrow in Carolina, taking on the Hurricanes, who are off to another good start this season. Zach Hyman expected to return to the lineup. Some decisions going to need to be made about who will be remaining with the big club to make the money and the numbers work. But with Hyman's return, now I think that this could finally settle, at least maybe hopefully a little bit, the Oilers' constant line shuffling and juggling.
Hope so. Again, Speck's little caveat there about, it's been a long time since Hyman's played. The other thing more concerning to me is just the fact that the people that have talked about this behind closed doors, and I think maybe we can say this now that he's coming back, that they have said that a lot of people that were in on the surgery felt it was career ending. That's how bad this was.
Really? That's what because you were real.
Well, I mean, October,
coy about it earlier.
Yeah, October 1. Everyone, Stan Bowman before camp said, "Oh, everything's fine."
Yes.
Then they have the physical, and they go, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And that's 7 weeks ago. More than that, almost.
Interesting that
7
it was
weeks.
that bad.
So what worries me the most is the fact that how he has to push off with guys in front of the net because that's his bread and butter. And it's his right hand.
Absolutely.
And if you watch what he does, I mean, Zach Hyman, he scored 100 goals, pushing off, stick down. There's that motion.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I watched him shoot at practice this year compared to, you remember that goal he scored last year in the finals? I mean, that was a howitzer of a wrist shot.
Yeah.
So using that caveat is, this is a guy that's coming back, and as Speck always says, the train's been moving here for 20 games almost. So I would hope that's where he starts. That's where he's going to feel the most comfortable with. I just hope the expectations from Oiler fans are going to be tempered a bit.
In that, Duke. KK said it very well there.
Over to the gridiron. Week 11 in the NFL got underway last night. The Patriots take care of business against division rival New York Football Jets. Rest of the schedule, however, some dandies lined up for Sunday, starting in Spain in the morning, culminating in a Eagles-Lions Sunday night football game. Dog of the week, Friday staple here on the program. I'm taking the Buccaneers, them and the Bills, both kind of mired in a little bit of a mini skid. But I just, the way Buffalo's defense has been playing lately, I can't envision a world where they get 5.5 points against a first-place team.
Yeah, Duke, just running down the sked. I'll be in on that for dog of the week. Yeah, Bucks at Bills. How much? 5.5?
5.5.
Yeah, I'm looking at 6.5 here somewhere else. Not Sports Select, though. Shame on me. But I'll be in, Duke. I'm going to be in terms of that being the dog of the week game.
5.5. Is that going to be one of our picks, Eddie? So we're going to go, are we going the Sunday morning game, Duke?
Sure.
Okay, Sunday AM. And then you want that one, Eddie? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, let's do it, Kevin.
Okay, that's a dog of the week. So
yeah,
you got
let's do it.
Tampa and Buff. So the Sunday morning game is at what, 7:30?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Wash in Miami.
Miami's favored.
Okay. And then we'll just do the Sunday nighter, Duke, and Monday
Grey
nighter.
Cup?
Or do you
Sunday
wanna do the
nighter
Grey
will
Cup?
be a good one.
You want to add the Great
Yeah,
Cup
why
in
not
as a
put them
bonus?
all in? A little bonus action.
Yeah, get that great cup.
Think about it.
in
If
there.
Kevin sweeps the rest of this week with the Sunday morning, Eddie's pick, Sunday nighter, Monday nighter, and Grey Cup, that's 5 games. If he sweeps them, he'll only be one back of me.
There's more than that, isn't there? 7 games, Duke. If we did the Thursday night.
Yeah, I didn't include that one. That one's already in the
1,
books.
2. Oh, I can't wait.
You're in a world of hurting, pal.
Duke is not me, man. I feel it coming on. Feel it coming on. Why does the Houston Tennessee game, Duke, to me smell?
Because you don't know ball.
Okay.
Ooh.
Have you watched the Titans play
I
this
sure
year?
have. I also watch your Houston Texans.
First of all, Davis Mills won the game last week.
Didn't cover the spread, though.
So Titans are a way inferior.
It's all about
opponent.
the dog of the week, is it not?
I suppose. But 6 points. I mean, the last
Spicy.
time these two teams played, it was a blowout.
Okay. I'll stay then. I have no problem being in on
Duke,
this
that
one.
was his way of just throwing a shot at your Texans.
Yeah, I know it.
That's all it was. He didn't need to say any of that.
They're
He just
rolling out there
wanted to throw
without
a
their
shot at the
starting
Texans.
quarterback and old Brachiosaurus Davis Mills put forth some good film
love
last
Davis
week,
Mills.
and all of a sudden you're going to dog them here going up against the
love 'em.
Titans.
I
The
love 'em, dude.
Titans. Come on, man.
love 'em.
Come on, man. On our side of the border, 112th Grey Cup going from Winnipeg Sunday afternoon. 4.5 is the current spread at Sports Select. I know you guys have kind of broken down a little bit already, but I had to get this in here. I'm taking the Riders to cover these points. The Davis Alexander undefeated storyline, sure, but this guy is not at 100%. And if he is, can he stay at 100% over the course of an entire football game? Track record, at least so far this year, tells me no. So I think the Riders win this and win it by a field goal plus.
I'm out. Owls cover. Owls cover.
But you think the Owls win?
Yeah, but they'll at least cover this too.
Okay.
I think 4.5 is just a hair too much, so I'm going to be out as well. So I think Montreal loses, but Saskatchewan wins by a field goal.
Montreal covers.
We've had some real
Yeah, Montreal
dramatic
covers, yeah.
finishes the last couple of years in the Grey Cup, right? Like we were on a nice little streak of some down to the last play or last couple plays, essentially.
Yeah.
Is it is it too negative of me to say we maybe are due for a snoozer? Like, yeah, like maybe not a blowout, but a game that's not really close come the fourth quarter or something.
I don't know, like you said, man, the past couple, even 3 of them, I think, have been real tight.
Yeah,
ones.
law of averages tells us that we're due for a bad one. I don't want that. I hope the game's competitive, and I'd love to see the Owls make a play of it. Like the Edmonton connections. I mean, we've had Luwalu Guak in studio before. He's a great guy, unbelievable story. Obviously, the other Harry Ainley connection on the Saskatchewan side with a Jew. Like, it's awesome no matter how you play it from an Edmonton perspective. But yeah, I just think like the Riders are the better team top to bottom. And so I think they win the game semi-easily. Lastly, Patrick Warburton, the actor, turning 61 years old today. I would think most known for his recurring role as David Puddy on Seinfeld.
Oh, yeah.
So if we exclude that...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Well, as you can see, this obviously is not my face. You said you didn't want me to paint my face. Excluding his role as David Puddy, I think Warburton's best role was as Kronk in the animated Disney film Emperor's New Groove. Throwback from my youth, my childhood. I'm sure Kevin's seen this movie.
Okay, well, go ahead, Eddie.
Well, he's not really, his face isn't on the screen here, but Joe Swanson from Family Guy.
Wow.
That is, come on, Duke. Joe Swanson.
I've never been a huge Family Guy guy. Like, I've watched maybe a couple dozen episodes in my life. I do think it's funny, and you see the clips online and stuff, has its moments, but it's never a show that, like, when I was a kid, my mom was like, "You're not watching The Simpsons. You're not watching
me
Family
too.
Guy," and that's it, because it was just deemed
I was the same.
inappropriate despite being animated. So I didn't watch it growing up, never got into it, and as a result, it doesn't hold that place for me.
I watched it later in life because, like you, Duke, I wasn't allowed to watch those shows. But yeah, Family Guy, they'll cross the line now. They will cross the line, but it is funny.
Okay, never seen that. Never seen.
You've never seen Family Guy?
No.
Or Emperor's New Groove?
No, neither.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
And I've never seen what I'm going to take, but I had to just figure it out. And because it goes back to one of my all-time favorite shows as a kid. Missed it by that much.
Oh.
And that was Get Smart.
Yeah.
And he was Jaime. And I just looked it up and I saw his role as Jaime here right now.
But like this is the remake, obviously, the
Yes.
Steve Carell one, which, and I've talked about this on the show, I think it is one of the most underrated comedies of that era. It is an excellent movie. So funny.
The Cones of Silence, Eddie.
But
don't know.
You're
You know
telling
anything
me
about
this? You're telling me you haven't even seen this?
No, I haven't.
But you saw the original,
Well,
like
it was the
the
series.
series, right?
Yeah, I mean.
But so
Don
what's
Adams?
the character Jaime in that?
Jaime was in that one, yeah.
But I'm trying to even remember where this character was in the movie.
I guess he comes on at the end. I was just reading.
Okay, because I have no recollection of his role in that movie whatsoever.
Just reading it.
Is there when you talk about getting typecast, right? From
Yeah.
Putty. Like that's he just is
That's
known as
it.
Putty.
Yeah.
The Devils. Devils. The other one in Lane, hey, you stole my Jesus fish. But and then she says, like, I'm going to hell. And he goes, yeah, it can be pretty rough.
Yeah. and when they go to the preacher or the priest or whatever, and they're like trying to solve it about how he's religious and she's not, and he's like, "What do I care? You're the one going to hell."
Yeah. What do I have to do to get you two into a relationship
today?
Well, Eddie, it looks like you're off to see our Declan Kruger.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to call Declan here
Yeah,
momentarily.
you got a hit to do with him, so
Well,
I'll
yeah.
listen on my
Really?
way to go
Well,
and see him.
Or should we probably? What do you guys? Is there something you want me to ask him on your behalf or Elks Nation?
Nah, just tell him to get down to Elks Nation on time.
On time?
Yes.
What? What are you saying, Fen?
Would you say, Fenny?
I was just on the Patrick Warburton point.
Oh.
Hoodwinked is his best.
Hoodwinked.
He,
Okay.
he voices the big bad.
Cut the
wolf.
mic. Cut the mic.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Hey, whoa.
Easy, man.
Come on now.
Let me get these 2 minutes, man. Come
So,
on, KK.
do you really think? Let's talk about.
Let me
the
hold
Grey
these
Cup.
2 minutes, man.
What, are you gonna have the nachos, or what are you doing?
I'm gonna do it all.
Yeah,
nachos, wings, make some fries or something.
Mm-hmm.
Do it all. Some
Really?
sweets in there.
I thought we were getting past this stuff.
That's what.
Well, you're
That's
just
what.
saying, like, I mean, your body, you know, you don't gorge yourself.
No,
like
I
this.
mean, you still got to, on Grey Cup Sunday.
If you say so.
Jeez. I love you, Kay. You're so funny,
Oh,
KK.
man. Well, okay.
Oh,
well,
I gotta say too, shout out Cougar Paint and Collision.
Yeah.
Great work on my vehicle. I know they got Schlemmer on Wednesdays, but just
how
spending
about
time
this?
with the crew down there, man. Such good people.
Hey, I just got a text from Gordon Dick just now.
Ooh.
Kevin, tell Eddie, big thanks for bringing his dad wagon over for Cougar for a
Hey, man.
Great guy.
Minivan for life,
Great
baby.
guy. Your dad
Minivan
wagon.
for life.
What'd you bang into that you needed a little body?
Man,
work
I
done there,
banged
Eddie?
into a guy leaving Costco over
Your
the
fault?
summer. Yeah, I rear-ended him over the. Okay, so check this out. It was the one out at the airport, and it wasn't a hard fender bender. I got him a little bit, so I hit him, and all I see through the back of his vehicle is his hot dog go flying in his window. And then he gets out. He had mustard all over his shirt, and he just chucks his dog into the grass because it was all on the ground and stuff.
Did you buy him a new hot dog?
No, but I felt more bad about that. I said, "Man, I just ruined your day, not because of the car accident, because of that dog."
Why
I
wouldn't
know
you
how
buy him
much
a hot dog?
we were leaving, man. We were so far out of there. Yeah, but it was funny. You just see the hot dog go flying out of his hand.
Well, have a great weekend, Eddie. We'll see you on Monday.
Yes. Thank you for the 20 seconds you graced me with extra,
What are you
Kevin. I
talking about?
appreciate it.
No, no.
You're letting me 20 seconds early.
Who said we haven't cut you yet?
Finish on your own, pal.
That's our co-host, Eddie Steele, on Mondays and Fridays from 7 to 9. Somewhere in the 9 o'clock hour, Declan Kruger will be by. We're thinking maybe quarter after, Duke. Is that what you're thinking, or what are you thinking?
No, I'm thinking it's probably going to be more like right when we get back from
Okay.
break here.
All right.
While we got him, we need to get him. He's very elusive, Declan Kruger.
Well, you know what? We might as well start trying him at like 9:05.
Yeah, I
And
think
then
that's the
at
plan.
that point,
No, and this text just came in from MTR saying Declan's still in bed. Probably that's not true. He has been up. He's around. He's texted me. He's ready to rock.
Well, we'll see how things
Faith,
go.
Kevin.
here.
You got to have a little faith. I'm gonna have to play a little George Michael here before the show's out.
I'm all for that. When we come back, Declan Kruger will talk a little college football and Elks Nation too. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update. Brought to you by AWS Welding Supplies in Nisku. Product sales, servicing, calibrating, free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. Your one-stop shop for all things welding. AWSwelding.ca. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Edmonton Oilers see their two-game winning streak come to an end last night in Columbus. They fall to the Jackets 5-4. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, each with a pair of points. Evan Bouchard adding 3 assists in the loss. 9 of the games around the NHL. Ottawa topping Boston 5-3. Extra point was good for the Stars. They beat Montreal 7-0. Leafs lose a 4-straight 4-3 to the Kings in overtime. Sharks blanked by Calgary 2-0. Brad Marchand recording his 1,000th career point. The Panthers double up Washington 6-3. And the nightcap, the Kraken get past the Jets 5-3. Week 11 in the NFL kicked off from Foxborough. Rookie running back Trayvon Henderson with 3 touchdowns. Patriots win their 8th in a row, 27-14 the final over the Jets. Just 3 games on the hardwood. Raptors beating Cleveland 126-113. Indiana losing in Phoenix 133-98. And the Hawks, they win a track meet over the Jazz 132-122. Finally, Shohei Ohtani taking home his 2nd consecutive NL MVP in unanimous fashion. And in the American League, the Yankees, Aaron Judge edging out Seattle catcher Cal Raleigh for Judge's 2nd straight MVP and 3rd in 4 years. Coming up in hour 3 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Declan Kruger from the Lowdown with Low Tide and Elks Nation. I'm Brandon Douglas. That's your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business. And for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal, hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Edmonton sports fans, stay informed with Sports 1440. Stream us. Listen to us on the AM dial. However you consume this radio station, thanks for listening.
The Nissan Black Friday event is here. A full month packed with awesome vehicles and exclusive deals. Right now, finance remaining 2025 Rogue models for 0% for up to 60 months and start planning your adventures. This Black Friday, we've got great offers and limited inventory. Get yours today before they're all gone. These offers won't last. Go see your local Nissan dealer or Nissan.ca for more details. Conditions apply.
Visit your local Edmonton and area Nissan dealer for more information. This hockey season, they're all in at Metal Supermarkets. They were even practicing the wave around the lunchroom table. Till Bob's soup splattered everywhere.
I'm so hungry.
Poor Bob. Oh, well, gotta love the passion. Speaking of which, their team is all in on cutting metal to your exact specifications. And fast. Metal Supermarkets, the local convenience stores for Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
Oh, all right. Welcome back to the big program. So is that does that count as a request for me, Duke, or a request?
Yeah, that's yours.
By you for me.
It's in the books. You're done. Your quota's filled for the day.
And we have the faith because Declan Kruger's with us. Is that correct? Man, I got to put on my surprise face. Good morning, Deck. How are you?
Kev, doing excellent. Driving down to record a little Elk Central with Eddie Steele right now, so just in the car. But no, I'm doing great. How are things over there?
Really, really well. Well, Eddie just left us, and he's saying that basically he said you got to get Declan on sooner because he doesn't want to wait for you once you guys start your recording of this newest episode.
Yeah, it's true. I've been late a couple times. I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is. So I made a concerted effort to move this hit from 9:20 to 9 o'clock so I can get it all done.
Well, that's very good of you. I mean, how are things going with you and Eddie on the old Elks Nation?
Oh, I mean, it's great. Like, Eddie is such a, it's kind of that old adage, like, as a fan and as someone who plays high school football, you think you know the game, and you do have a pretty good understanding of it, generally speaking. But then you talk to a former player and a former player who was all decade, and you realize there's kind of levels to the knowledge, you know what I mean? And that's what Eddie brings. And it's great back and forth. We have a lot of fun doing it. Most of the time, it feels just like two guys hanging out, shooting the breeze. So, yeah, it's great. It's doing well. Listen on Apple Podcasts. Watch us on YouTube. Yeah. Shameless plug.
Well, it's the same thing here. I mean, when Eddie comes in from 7 to 9, Deck, as you know, he's, he brings that element that, you or I don't know, because you got to be in the locker room. If you know what that feels like, and I mean, we're talking about 10 years about the Grey Cup when Eddie and the Eskimos won in Winnipeg. So it's 10 years ago. And and the memories are still vivid.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Grey Cup coming up this weekend. Like he can just offer such such unique insight that we can never really understand as fans. And it's really great to pick his brain about that. We're going to be talking to Matt O'Donnell as well today, one of his former teammates, another Grey Cup champion. So just, all that football knowledge in the room makes for a great show.
Yeah, no question. Declan Kruger with us. You hear him on the Lowdown and on Elks Nation, among other areas on Sports 1440. So, hey, it's a big weekend in college football. Would you say this is one of the bigger weekends that, we've had over the course of the season when it comes to everything that's going to be shaken down in the SEC, which will likely impact a lot of the playoff games?
Yeah, you mentioned it exactly. Like that Texas-Georgia game is going to be huge. Like Texas, I think, is one of the few teams, maybe the only team, that is going to have any credence to getting in as a 3-loss team. Like I've thought about this a lot, and it obviously starts this weekend. If they go to Georgia this weekend and they lose a real close nail-biter, like 34-31, comes down to the final possession, and then they go out in the last week of the season and they blow out Texas A&M, who's going to probably still be the number 3 team, undefeated. If they blow them out after having lost to Georgia in a really close one, I don't know if the committee keeps them out. And the inverse is true as well. Like if they go out and beat Georgia handily in Georgia, in Athens this weekend, and then turn around and lose a really close one to an undefeated Texas A&M team, I think the committee has already kind of geared them up by where they're ranked currently to get in as a 3-loss team. And that's obviously going to be a healthy debate because it's looking like, the ACC is going to be a 1-bid league, and maybe rightfully so, the way they've cannibalized each other a little bit. And then you look at the Oklahoma-Bama game as well. Like Oklahoma, I don't think Oklahoma quite has the pass that Texas does because they have that head-to-head loss versus Texas. So, like, if Oklahoma, let's say they lose to Bama and then win out the rest of the schedule, or maybe even if they win a close one against Bama, but Texas ends as well as like a 3-loss, something like that, I think it's going to be a little bit tougher for them in the head-to-head. But, yeah, obviously huge implications this weekend in those two games.
How much do you think Texas quarterback Arch Manning has, improved over the course of the season so far?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Like, he started horribly. That Ohio State game, what a brutal – I know it wasn't his first start. I know it wasn't his first game action, but it was the first time where he was really the guy, and he was going up against the best defense in the country. And like I had said, kind of one of the best defenses I've seen in a long time. Like, that's a lot to put on a guy like Arch Manning. And then he has subpar performances against, UTEP and Sam Houston and San Jose State. And he has finally, righted the ship. And he has kind of rounded into form of the guy we thought he was going to be. Like, he hasn't been the runaway slam dunk Heisman winner or runaway slam dunk first overall pick we thought he was going to be, but he plays so much more comfortable. Like, he was trying to rely too much on the skill he thought he had versus playing, within a system and relying on some of the talented players around him. He has corrected that as the season has gone on. And it's been evidenced in, in Texas's results. And I know the Miss State game was an overtime game that was probably closer than it should have been, the Kentucky game as well. But you look at the way they beat up Vandy. Like, that game wasn't as close as the final score suggested, and Arch Manning played great. You look at the way they handled Oklahoma, and I know John Mateer was hurt, but still, like, a lot of that comes down to Arch Manning. So Texas's defense, they deserve a lot of credit as well, but Arch Manning, his improvement it's been something to behold this season. And he's kind of, I don't know if he's been the guy we wanted him to be or expected him to be, but he's playing very good football right now.
Yeah. And I think just because of the name and all the hype, that's one of the bigger things coming in to the year. Speaking of quarterbacks, Declan, Ty Simpson in that Alabama offense last week against LSU, not that good. I don't know what it was, but how do they change things up this weekend? And you touched on it a little bit against number 10 Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's funny because like Alabama has always been a team really pre-NIL era, like similar to Georgia. They would recruit all the best kids at the line of scrimmage on the offense and defensive side of the ball, and they would just beat the tar out of you at the line. And that, there was kind of a shift from that being Alabama's bread and butter to Georgia's bread and butter. And now, obviously, like I said, in the NIL era, there's far more kind of diversity in those positions. In Alabama, they have a really good running back in Jam Miller, but Ty Simpson kind of has been the guy who's been the catalyst offensively. And it's something we don't really see with Alabama. Listen, looking ahead to that Oklahoma game, like they're going to have more talent pretty much everywhere. They really do just need to play their game. And Ty Simpson needs to relax a little bit. Like, I think Ty Simpson is a guy who, you know, obviously I'm not in that locker room or anything like that, but maybe there's a little bit of reading the press clippings and, you know, he's been getting mentioned in Heisman conversations. And Alabama fans were calling for Ty Simpson for years, and kind of the clapback from, you know, media and reporters and other fans was like, listen, you've been crying for this guy over Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts beat him out twice for the starting job. Like, is Ty Simpson really the answer? Then Ty Simpson played this year like he was the answer. And I think he just maybe got in his head a little bit about that, but he's still one of those guys who's going to be in top 5 Heisman contention. I do think for this Alabama team, it starts and ends with him. And honestly, the way he's played, that's a pretty good place to be if you're Alabama.
Declan Kruger with us on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. I don't know what it is about Notre Dame for me, Declan. I've always liked Notre Dame, and I hate the movie Rudy, but always liked Notre Dame going back to 30-some years ago when they had all the great games against FSU. So they got Pittsburgh this weekend, and that Notre Dame pass defense is really, really good. What do you make of this one? Because the SEC games are probably take the spotlight away, but what do you make of this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is really you can say this about all of Notre Dame's games throughout the rest of the schedule, and it's cupcakes from here after this Pitt game. Yeah, it's a playoff eliminator, as it should be. Like, one thing I give the committee a lot of credit for is they're ranking teams based on eye test, and I can respect that they've been consistent in that way, and that's why Notre Dame's ranked where they are. But I think we still have to factor in resume. Like, I talked about this yesterday on the lowdown. Notre Dame basically plays a glorified ACC schedule mixed in with, you know, a Big Ten game or a, you know, Mountain West game here or there. Miami is an ACC team who has the same record as them, who beat them head to head. And do I think Notre Dame is playing like one of the top 10 best teams in the country right now? Yes, I do. But I don't know how we can sit there and have them have the same record as Miami, have Miami win that head-to-head game, and then say, but you know what? It doesn't actually matter because we think Notre Dame would win again if they played. Like, they did play, and Miami won. So to have Notre Dame 6 spots ahead of them is a little crazy. And Notre Dame, I know they just slacked Navy last weekend. They were kind of in a dogfight in the fourth quarter against Boston College 2 weeks ago. Like, that's never a great place to be. I expect them to win this Pitt game. But Pitt's another funny one. Like, Pitt, when you look at their remaining schedule, if they run the tape, like I said, I think the ACC is going to be a one-bid league. But Pitt, if they can run the schedule and finish 10-2 and then go in and, you know, maybe play a tough loss ACC championship game, I wonder how the committee would rank them, because the committee's been very consistent on ranking based off the eye test, and Pitt is past that. They've got a tough one this weekend against Notre Dame. I expect Notre Dame to win, but kind of a playoff eliminator of sorts.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Deck, but I believe your rankings that you came out with yesterday with Low Tide, the top 4 are the same as the CFP rankings. Then you got a few little tweaks here and there. I believe you've got Oregon ranked a little bit higher than where the CFP is. If I'm correct in that, why is that?
This is the thing for me that I think, because I think with the committee, like the fact they have Texas Tech ahead of Ole Miss and Oregon that proves they're basing off the eye test. Because Ole Miss, obviously, they had that close game against Georgia. They're an SEC team. They have, you know, one loss. Oregon, same thing. They beat Penn State when Penn State was number 2. They beat Iowa on the road this week, and they're a Big Ten team with kind of a lot of flair. But the fact they're behind Texas Tech shows that the committee's putting a lot on the eye test, which I respect. The thing for me is I'm also watching based off my own eye test. Yep. And Ole Miss has been great, and I give them a lot of credit. But Ole Miss, and I hate this argument because I hate the hypothetical game, but I think if you put Oregon on a field versus Ole Miss, I think Oregon wins that game. I think if you put Oregon on a field versus Texas Tech, I think Oregon wins that game. And it's not like Ole Miss's resume is so head and shoulders above Oregon, or Texas Tech's resume is so head and shoulders above Oregon that I have to rank them ahead of Oregon based on that. Like, I think the resumes are probably pretty comparable, honestly. Yeah. And when I think they're comparable like that, when those teams have those similar records like they do, if I think you put them on a neutral field and Oregon's going to be favored by 4.5, that's the team I'm going to rank ahead of the others. And that's why I have Oregon where I do.
All right. Good stuff. And also, you and I what was it 2 years ago or I guess last year, Ohio State, and I had Ohio State and everything like that. But if you look at the 4 teams, Deck, that are 1, 2, 3, 4, what team in there least scares you?
I would probably have to say Texas A&M, just because I think, with all respect to Marcel Reed, who I think has played great, he's probably the quarterback I trust the least. And Texas A&M, they have handled their business, and they beat Notre Dame in Notre Dame, which is a tough place to play. They kicked the crap out of Mizzou last week, and not that Mizzou's some world beater or anything, but that's still a tough game to win the way they did. But I just think when I look at the most important position in the game, which is quarterback, I'm taking Julian Sayin. I'm taking Fernando Mendoza. I'm taking Ty Simpson. I'm taking all of those guys over Marcel Reed. And quite frankly, again, similar. With all respect to Mike Elko, I'm taking Ryan Day. I'm taking Kurt Signetti. I'm taking Kalen DeBoer. I'm taking those head coaches over Mike Elko. I'm taking those quarterbacks over Marcel Reed. And at positions that have so much impact on the game like that, that's why I think I would have Texas A&M as that 4th team. But credit, I have them ranked number 3. They deserve to be ranked number 3. I think they're going to be undefeated going into that Texas game. I think they're probably going to be playing for an SEC championship. They're going to be a playoff team, barring some monumental collapse. And they deserve to be. They deserve to be. They're playing really good football.
I don't know why I have a bad feeling about Indiana out of that group. Tell me why.
Well, I think it's probably because they played Penn State so tough last weekend. But this is the thing with a school like Penn State. I know their record is 3-6. I know they don't have a win in the Big Ten, but they were still the preseason number 2 team. They were only separated from Texas by 5 points. When you have a team that is that talented, they always have the ability to play spoiler. And I know they lost Drew Aller, and I know they lost their coach. But the reality is that's still a top 3 recruiting class in the country coming into this season. That's still a top 3 returning roster coming into this season. That's still a lot of talent on that football team. I think the reason people are going to be so weary on Indiana is quite simply because it's Indiana, right? If this was, would you feel this way if it was Nebraska or USC?
It's something about name recognition for me. I don't know what it is. And maybe it was that Penn State game, Declan. I mean, they came back and won it with that fabulous catch. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I think it's that way for a lot of people. And like I said, if it was a team like Nebraska or USC who has a storied history but had a down couple of years, I don't know if you'd feel that way because you'd be like, oh, this is now the return to normal. With Indiana, up until last week, Indiana had the most losses ever in FBS history. They actually, it's funny, with their win last week in Northwestern's loss, Northwestern then jumped them for the most losses in FBS history. But yeah, listen, this is the thing about Indiana as well. They beat the heck out of you. Indiana, we didn't know what their path to success would be. And I think maybe some people thought it would be like Flash. And we saw that last year with Curtis Warwick, and we've seen it this year with Fernando Mendoza. And I think Flash is a little more unsustainable because it's so do or die. But they beat you up. They beat you up at the line of scrimmage, like those Georgia teams I talked about, or those Alabama teams I talked about. And that's more sustainable. Yes, the Penn State game was close. That Penn State team still has a lot of talent. They're going to play Ohio State for the Big Ten championship again, barring some monumental collapse. And that is going to be a game all eyes should be on. And it's going to be a great litmus test, obviously for Indiana, but truthfully for Ohio State as well.
Declan, good stuff. I know you got to get to Big Eddie Steele. He's probably chomping at the bit. Have a great show on Elks Nation and also on the Lowdown, I guess, coming up at 12 as well. Take care, man.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on, Kevin. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Josh.
That is Declan Kruger, man. Bringing it for college football. Big week, SEC, those 2 games, Duke. When we come back, we're going to touch on a little NFL. We're going to touch on, you know what, we have to discuss the American League MVP a little bit, I think.
I think so.
I think there's nothing wrong with that. And again, 2 fabulous choices. And someone had to win, someone had to lose. But we'll touch on that when we come back. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
More fruit?
Check.
Satisfying texture?
Check.
3 amazing new recipes?
Check.
Let Booster Juice bowl you over with something completely different. 3 new acai bowls, loaded with delicious toppings including bee pollen, cacao nibs, and shredded coconut. Piled high on top of a refreshing blend of authentic acai, straight from Brazil. Spoon? Check. Booster Juice, Canada's original juice and acai bowl bar.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Edmonton sports fans stay informed with Sports 1440. Stream us. Listen to us on the AM dial. However you consume this radio station, thanks for listening.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the only place to call for heating your home. So when it's time to replace your old furnace, call Legacy, call Legacy. Or for 24-hour repair with no overtime rates. Legacy even heats your shower with hot water tank. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. And with no interest and no payments for 1 year, it could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Aloha Edmonton, it's back. Century Vision Care's 4th annual Maui Christmas event on Friday, December 12th from 9 to 5. Century Vision Care, Edmonton's biggest Maui gym retailer, is bringing the island spirit to your holiday shopping. Enjoy in-house savings on all prescription and non-prescription Maui gyms, plus giveaways, prizes, snacks, and beverages all day. Same-day eye exam appointments are available, and they direct bill most insurance plans, but spots are filling fast. Get ahead on your Christmas list and treat yourself to a new pair of Maui gyms. Visit Century Vision Care on Instagram.
Get Black Friday prices now at the Brick. Skip the line and save big. Get 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching love seater chair. Plus, get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And buy more, save more. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances. Mattresses are up to 40% off, and with every mattress purchased, you're entered for a chance to win a cruise. Some exclusions apply. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot, Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sports Select. Playing Sports Select is easy. Visit sportselect.com and generate a QR code, or check their how to play videos for step-by-step guidance. Sportselect.com, 100% legal, must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 926 in Edmonton. If there's one guy that was meant to sing that song, you know, for the Dukes of Hazzard, it has to be Waylon Jennings. I don't know, maybe Willie Nelson, or I don't know, but Waylon Jennings, just perfect for the old Dukes of Hazzard. They did a movie, but how about a remake of that for a television series? Get the old general going again. Kevin texted in. We were talking about Patrick Warburton and roles, and things like that. And I said, Jaime from Get Smart. And he sent in, do you smoke, Jaime? Only when I use cheap oil. Oh, Jaime. 833-401-1440. Sham texts in. With regards to the AL MVP, you had two guys with huge years. However, you switch jerseys, Cal Raleigh wins all day long. The Eastern Yankee bias in effect. That's from Sham. Justin texts in and says, Judge winning the MVP was a joke. I responded, why? He says, Cal was better. Catches every pitch, not just a few balls to right field. Again, these are all valid notifications about what kind of year Cal Raleigh had. But in my opinion, Aaron Judge is the MVP. And I'll still stand by, Jeff Passan, and I mentioned that earlier and have mentioned it on the show before, who's obviously one of the top baseball writers going. And he says, I'm voting for Aaron Judge and I feel terrible about it. That's just because two guys had really good seasons. Having said that, Aaron Judge, first time where a guy hit 50 home runs and was the batting champ, had the best average in both leagues. I understand all of that, but it's maybe not just the average. And Cal Raleigh's was 250 or whatever, 248 or something like that. But Judge's OPS, again, 1.144, 200 points higher of Raleigh's 948. And that's the biggest one where I think it swayed voters. The vote was extremely close. 355 total points to 35, pardon me. But again, Judge's total of 53 homers, the highest ever by a batting champ. I don't know, Duke, do you and Josh Fenwick, you might as well chime in here a bit too, because this has been something that's been talked about for months. This has been going back for months.
To me, it really boils down to they're two absolutely deserving cases. And in almost any other given year, both guys would win, right? Like with the other one notwithstanding. But I do sincerely believe there's some validity to the claim that if the jerseys were swapped, the award would go the other way.
So you think if Cal Raleigh
played for the Yankees, he would have won the MVP. I do. And that's not to discredit what Aaron Judge accomplished or take away from his season. It was obviously excellent. He's incredibly deserving.
Yeah.
He's the best hitter in baseball. But
it used to be the Triple Crown home run ribbies in average.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have changed that and have a modern day Triple Crown. And Judge led all in those categories: on base percentage, slugging, and the home runs. Little different, obviously a little bit different. The vote deserved to be as close as it was. It could have even been closer, I think. It's probably the most debated race that we've seen. I don't remember the last one, to be honest with you. Some people are talking about Mike Trout and Miggy Cabrera years ago. But this one was so tight. And Raleigh's a Gold Glove winner. Best defender in the league. Didn't have any pass balls, I think, till the playoffs, right?
Then he let up 3 against the Jays in Game 7.
Where do you stand on this, Josh? Who would you vote for?
Looking at the numbers right now, just from the batting perspective, it has to go Judge. But I seriously think that, catcher has to be taken into consideration for what he's doing. Because Aaron Judge plays right field at Yankee Stadium. It's not a lot of ground to cover. Cal Raleigh played the most innings out of any catcher in the league, allowed no pass balls, was statistically the best catcher. Of course, he wasn't nominated for a Gold Glove. Didn't win. So there's that.
What about the average? The average and the OPS, those are two.
Having an 80-point difference
in
the batting average is huge.
Yep.
And then the OBP, Judge is up by 100. Same with the slugging and the OPS. He's actually up by 200.
Yep.
And then the OPS plus, he's up by 50. Like Aaron Judge is the best hitter in the league behind Shohei Ohtani. But like the debate can be had that
I love
he's
listening to
better.
the guys on MLB Network about this, and I listened to him a little bit yesterday. Just because of, I mean, you're talking Steve Phillips and Eduardo Perez and all these guys. I mean, these are the guys that know, and they have arguments for both sides, and that's what we are doing as well. I mean, Judge is a great choice. Raleigh was a great choice.
Yeah.
It's the only unfortunate thing is both guys had phenomenal seasons at the same time.
It's true. I think the most damning out of all of it, not the batting average or the OBP. Do you know how hard it is to get almost 10 WAR in a season in the MLB? Aaron Judge had 9.7 this year, and Cal Raleigh only had 7.4. That's a huge difference.
And that just tells you how good both guys are. And
Oh,
how
yeah.
great their seasons were. You know, one thing that I believe it was Steve Phillips brought up, and I never even really thought about it, but because of the season that Raleigh was having in Seattle, management went, we can't waste this. We got to go out and get Naylor. We got to go out and get Suarez. We have the pitching. We get those two guys, and with Raleigh the way he played, and I mean, look how close they were to beating the Jays here.
Yeah,
they're a hit away from beating the Jays. How close that is.
Yeah.
But they went out and got those guys because of the season that Raleigh was having offensively. And you think about how Julio Rodriguez is coming along. I mean, there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle there. But Rodriguez is historically known as a very slow starter. His splits for the first half of the year are incredibly low compared to what he finishes with in his season numbers.
Yeah, it's a legendary season all around. Can't say enough about it. I think the only other thing that goes in Raleigh's direction is Seattle Stadium is famously not known as a hitter's ballpark, but Yankee Stadium is.
I think there was something about Judge's home runs. They said they were out in pretty well a lot of the parks anyway too. So, again, unbelievable. I hope both of them have wonderful years. Like in our fantasy baseball, I can tell you right now that both those guys come in. We have keepers for 2 years, right?
Yep.
Those guys both contract expired. So it's going to be Judge as number 1. It's going to be Raleigh number 2. And then in the draft, and then after that, it could be anyone. But those guys it's not even up for discussion. Judge goes 1, Raleigh goes 2.
I think Judge goes 1 every year unless Shohei Ohtani's in the draft.
Well, this is just American
League.
League. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
Yeah. So only American League. And we do have the capability to take the one National League player. But some guys in our league are so dumb, they think to take a guy that's in the National League early, like a guy like Ohtani. But when you figure it out and say you take, use Cody Bellinger and take Cody Bellinger in the second round and take Ohtani late in the first, early second, whatever. And then now you're taking a guy like whoever, Tucker, Juan Soto in round 27, because you don't need these guys. The numbers add up better. So it's not smart to take an NL guy too soon.
Makes sense to me.
That's right. It's almost like your question that you asked the other day, how convoluted that was. Duke, I just heard you typing a lot over there. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, it's all good. I was just getting my next update ready. It's a Friday, which always means there's a ton of local sports to include. It's a collegiate level, junior hockey, stuff like that. So I try to get as prepared as possible for that to pass the information along.
Preparation's key.
Failure to prepare is preparing to fail, Kevin.
Yeah, and then execution is key.
Failing to execute is executing to
When
fail.
do you want to do our NFL picks? We don't have to do that many. We can get rid of one of these because 7 might be too many.
Well, I think it'd just be 5, 6 if we include last night's, which we already did. So
yeah, well, of course we did.
Like I said, I'm looking at
Okay, what are you looking
Thursday nighter? That's 1.
Yeah.
Monday or Sunday morning, 2.
So Washington
Eddie's pick.
Okay, what's Washington, Miami? It's minus
2.5.
2.5 for Dolphins.
The Finns, yeah.
Okay. And then you got Tampa Bay.
Is that the one Eddie picked?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 5.5.
Tampa Bay at Buff, and Buff that's at Buffalo, right?
Yeah, it's in Buffalo.
So minus 5.5.
And then the Sunday nighter currently is Philly -3 at home against the Lions. And the Grey Cup's 4.5.
Okay, and then we'll do Monday on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's currently 3.5 Cowboys on the road in Sin City.
Okay, so we got Detroit at Philadelphia -3, and then we got Sask versus not at, and that's Sask is -4.5.
Correct.
Okay, so we'll do those 4 games. How's that sound?
All right.
Is that something you might be interested?
So we're eliminating Eddie's or 4 for Sunday.
4
on
for Sunday.
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
we have the Washington-Miami game. That's Sunday morning. That's
Bills
7:30.
Bucks, Sunday nighter. Grey Cup.
Bills Bucks Sunday nighter. Detroit Philly in the Grey Cup.
Yep. Sounds good.
And I would be getting first pick here, right?
You would
so
indeed.
I could take whatever I want.
I guess.
I don't know, man.
As first choice.
Yeah.
Roll the dice, Kev. You got nowhere to go but up.
I know I'm not interested in that San Fran Arizona game.
Who is?
Well, I know one guy.
Well, actually, you should be interested, Kevin, because you still have a vested interest in the result of every San Francisco 49ers game.
San Fran is favored by 3, but no Marvin Harrison Jr.
And Brock Purdy and Ricky Pearsall could be back, potentially.
Oh, that's scary. I
might be laying heavy on the Giants
there.
Or Giants, Niners.
On the Niners? Yeah, go ahead. MTR will be
3
happy
points,
about
I
that.
think.
When we come back, we'll get to more of your text, 833-401-1440. It's a Kevin Karius show with the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Looking for the perfect gift? Give the gift of great taste with a Loca Quality Market gift card. Redeemable at any Loca Quality Market or Loca operated restaurant. It's a treat for food lovers. Ready anytime. Grab yours today at loca.ca.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Snow, colder weather, shorter days. November is officially here. But it doesn't all have to be bad news. If you're thinking about a new or used vehicle, now is the time. Massive savings, 0% financing, and don't forget tires at cost. Yes, that's right. We sell winter tires at cost. There's lots to celebrate in November. And as always, we'd like to thank all of those who have fought and served for our country. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Mr. Rooter watches the big game.
Go deep!
What you watching, Mr. Rooter?
The Plumbing Olympics. Frankie Drain Dragon Sanchez is attempting to break the world record in the 100-meter snake. Watch! Wow! Did you see that? He snaked out a 50-pound clog. And in the middle of that wad, a gold medal. What theater?
Yeah, that's very cool, Mr. Rooter. For a plumber who's good as gold, call Mr. Rooter.
I'm getting McDonald's. You want anything?
Oh, yeah. I'll get I've got to get 2 cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium fountain drink for $9.99. Hey, maybe I'll eat 1 cheeseburger right away and save 1 for later. Maybe I'll stack them and eat them both at once. Options. Oh, delicious, delicious options.
So 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and drink?
How'd you know?
You were thinking out loud again. Get yourself a 2 cheeseburger meal for just $9.99 plus tax for a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit greatcanadiansolar.com and call today to get started.
Hand delivering a hamper to a family in need fills everyone's hearts with joy. Be part of the Holiday Hamper program. Adopt a local family and see the difference your groceries and gifts make firsthand. Sign up today at holidayhamper.ca.
At Sherwood Honda, SUV must stand for Sell Us Vehicles. Because if you have an SUV, Sherwood Honda sure would love to buy it. Any make, any model. If you're driving an SUV that's in good shape and yours to sell, you should turn around and head to Sherwood Honda for a really good price. And if you're not driving an SUV, that's okay. Sherwood Honda sure would still be happy to sell you a vehicle too.
with over 30 years of sports experience. This is the Kevin Karius Show, brought to you by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
I have no story to from sales, and just he doesn't realize there's a show going on at the time that he just wanders in, starts talking about a sweater's terrible for one thing, but just things that are non-consequential. Just everything is just off the page, off the beaten path, and then wants to continue the story once he hears the intro music. And we got to get going. This isn't like, when you go and
Talk radio,
spin records, you can talk and then spin a record. We're talking here.
You're not like Johnny Fever.
Well, I'm like Johnny Fever when he did that little contest with Venus Flytrap. They had 10 beers and Johnny got faster, Venus got slower. Text 833-401-1440. Nails says, for MVP, my look is who's more valuable to their team. Feel it's the catcher, not to take anything away from the right field importance. Well, it's these are all things we've been talking about, Nails, but it's not like the Hart Trophy, most valuable to their team. It's just the MVP of the league. Playbook Vic, Greta Van Vliet version of that song's better. Duke, I'm listening to SKS. Sorry, I was detained here.
Mm-hmm. You're otherwise engaged.
Man.
Just some Adele that came in on the request line, some Rolling in the Deep, and hey, Greta Van Fleet's sick. I don't know a ton of their stuff, but they're kind of almost like a modern who's the rock band that they sound like? Who sings Black Dog?
Black Dog. Oh, Nazareth?
No. This is bad.
Oh.
But either way, can it get that really high rock?
We got to go over to K97, dude. Tiger says Judge is the best choice. Justin goes, that MVP is bought and paid for. Team Dean says Rally hit 246. My goodness. MTR, no chance at all. Judge had a way better year. LOL. Kent McKenzie also said Waylon Jennings has a new album out. His son Shooter found a bunch of old, never heard before recordings in Waylon's office. First of 3 new albums. Have you heard anything about this, Duke?
I have not.
Well, I'll be getting those.
Led Zeppelin. About 1 million people texted in. Listen, I said it was bad. I'm an idiot. But that is who I meant.
Cow. Like 10 texts in 1 second, eh, Duke? That's awesome. Yeah, that's it. You want to do these picks now, Duke? Or
sure.
What do you want to do?
I think that's a good idea, Kevin.
Is that right, hey?
I'd be very interested in that.
That's something you might be interested in.
It would be.
Okay. You know what? Because old man Baker, he also selected last night and selected the Patriots to cover 13.5. So I'm riding it all. This is riding it all, Duke. I'm doubling down, and I will take Miami to cover the 2.5.
I wanted that.
I know you did.
The Commanders are terrible. No Daniels again.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to write that down. Miami.
So I got Miami to cover the 2.5 on the Sunday morning game. I don't see
all right, I think I just have to go with my dog of the week then. I think I'm gonna take
you're taking Tampa Bay.
I think I'm gonna take Tampa plus 5.5.
Okay. Duke takes Tampa Bay plus 5.5. I think I'll just go with my original and I'll take Montreal. I'll do the Grey Cup. I think Saskatchewan's going to win by 3, but I'll take Montreal plus, and that's at 4.5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I will take Montreal plus 4.5. I think Saskatchewan's going to win by 3.
That leaves me with the Sunday night football, and I'm taking the dog again. I actually like the Lions to win this game outright.
Wow.
So I'm going to take them plus 3 against the
Duke
Eagles.
plus
It's in
3.
Philly, but Dan Campbell on the 6 now for the offense. It really rolled last week. Eagles defense will be a different test for sure, but I think the Eagles offensively still got a few too many issues. A.J. Brown continuing to be a malcontent, speaking out publicly. It's like straight up just saying,
I know, right?
if you have me in fantasy football, trade me.
Don't start me, trade me.
When he was streaming like a video game or something, like, I mean, everybody does that these days. Somebody asked him how things are going, and he's like, it's bad. It's terrible. So he's clearly not happy. The way and they didn't, I mean, trade deadlines passed, but it did not work out for them to trade him at any point just because of the contract and money they'd have to eat, all that stuff. So will he be an Eagle beyond this season? I would be shocked.
I get where you're coming with that. He just seems to want to rock the boat more and more.
And it's kind of such a weird thing with wide receivers in the game of football that you almost kind of want them to have a little bit of extra pizzazz, right? Some diva to them. But at a certain point, it is too much for me. Like you're becoming an unnecessary level of distraction and talking point for outside noise.
I got to throw something wild out you. Just absolutely wild.
Wow. Okay.
Like, I mean, wild.
All right.
This is as wild as it gets because no one would have ever seen this coming. And no one would have predicted it at all, Duke. But I'm going to go with one of my wild, bold predictions. If this is something you might be interested in, Duke, that after, I guess it would be 10 games played, after this weekend, the Chicago Bears are going to be leading the NFC North Division.
I don't think that's crazy at all. I don't think it's going to be true.
That means they beat the Vikings, and I'm saying sole possession. They beat the Vikings, and Philly beats Detroit.
Yeah, see, that's where we obviously differ. I think the Lions win, and they remain neck and neck atop the division in the NFC North because both currently 6-3. I do like the Bears to beat the Vikings because J.J. McCarthy, yikes, he has not played well. But the Vikings defense is still good. That will keep them in the game. I think this is a big box to check for Caleb Williams. Just after what he did last week to lead a game-winning drive, right? He's like, when the ball is in his hands and the Bears trail late, there's a confidence, I think, that hasn't existed for Chicago football fans in maybe as a quarterback.
It's
going back to Grossman.
No,
No.
I mean,
like he took him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, I mean you're going back like maybe Jay Cutler.
Yeah, Cutler was just after Grossman, if my memory serves me correctly.
Sorry.
But the point, you're right. Yeah. That is more recently. But the point being that like he has shown that he has the it factor, right? Call it the clutch gene or whatever. Now he still needs to work on some other things in his game still, but I do believe that he's kind of turning a corner in his game. And this Vikings defense and what Brian Flores can bring from a pressure perspective will be a big test for him.
So again, after 10 games, not one person would have said that the Bears would be leading this division. You would have picked the Lions. You probably would have picked the Packers. And you might have even taken the Vikings to be
if you were a big believer in JJ McCarthy.
Yeah. You would have said the Vikings are going to be ahead of the Bears probably.
Well, because we talked about this when the season started, Kevin, that this is the toughest division in the league. I think that is bar none. I think we said it before the year started. Some debate maybe with the West, but the bottom end of the West with the Raiders is so much worse than even what we maybe thought the Bears could be if Caleb Williams continued to underperform. But it's not crazy to say that 3 of these teams are going to be a playoff team from the North with a winner and then 2 of the wild card spots. And like all 4, like this, it's so tough, man. Imagine being in that division, or let's just even put it a little more at home level, being a fan of a team in that division in the North. And then you look across the ledger and you see the NFC South and you say like the Buccaneers essentially get 6 free wins as long as they play to their capability. And Connor and I dove in some of the numbers yesterday about the Patriots run over the AFC East in the Brady era.
Yeah.
They beat the Jets like 24 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like that's kind of where the South is at here with the Buccaneers playing at their current level and everyone else. Like, and the Falcons should be good, but they just aren't for some reason.
I mean, the Patriots, they still got in the next bit, they got Cincy and the Giants.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Patriots are absolutely en route to win the division. I don't think I think they'll win it by a couple games at this point.
Your buddy goes Triple C in a truck. He goes, Lions are winning in Philadelphia. And then I believe that's the crying emoji.
Well, hey, Triple C loves it when I pick against the Eagles because that's usually an indication that they will win.
Mm-hmm.
And so he views this as a good omen.
Tim goes, attaboy, KK. The Bears are the central sleeper.
I've been high on the Bears. I've been heady about them.
Mm-hmm.
I like them a lot. I'm a Caleb Williams believer. I think the weapons they've amassed on offense are kind of all starting to mesh together with the Dunze. They can get Luther Burden in the mix a little bit more. Loveland, Komet, etc. DeAndre Swift's having a great year.
He is.
But I absolutely do not believe in the Chicago defense. They live on takeaways, and at a certain point against better teams, which they will play a lot of here down the stretch of the season, those tend to dry up a little bit. And I don't believe in them in an ability to actually shut down an opposing offense on a drive to.
I have to start the Bears defense in fantasy this week.
Oh my God!
What?
Well, it's against JJ McCarthy, I guess. So there's a chance, and like I said, they can get takeaways.
That's what you do, and it's fantasy, Duke.
That matters. That matters a lot.
You're hoping for a pick six or something. It's either them or the Eagles.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the Eagles defense a lot more, but hey, matchups matter.
Yeah. The donkey I'm playing too had Travion Henderson last night.
Who was that?
Andy.
Oh, okay. I thought it might be Gregor or something.
No, Gregor's. I mean, Gregor didn't have anybody going last night. There weren't many guys that were going last night.
Well, I mean, you look at the rosters, right? And you kind of say, who's playing anybody off the Jets?
Breece Hall is the only guy.
And maybe, and that was even a tough matchup because that's where the Patriots defense has been best, shutting down the run. So on the Patriots side, like probably Drake May.
Drake May started.
Probably Steph Diggs. Maybe if guys are in a pinch on a bye or injuries or something, they're playing like one of Matt Collins or Pop Douglas or something. Hunter Henry as a tight end. He had a pretty solid night, if unspectacular. And then Henderson. So
a guy had Diggs on the bench and the Patriots defense.
Oof.
Because he's got the Texans defense.
Well, yeah, they're a must start,
wow,
regardless of opponent, let alone the Titans.
And he started, and this is the chin man. The guy who's got the biggest chin in the world. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, he's got Higgins, Rice as his receivers.
T. Higgins?
T. Higgins.
Okay.
So, I mean, Diggs had 19.5 in a PPR last night.
Yeah, solid night.
Yeah, really good. When we come back, we're going to talk a little CFL Grey Cup Sunday. Riders, Alouettes, with the guy that's been covering the CFL for many years, Dave Naylor. That's coming up right after the break. Before that time now, for Sports 1440 update brought to you by First Round. And you know what? Sunday's got even better at First Round. You can win an NFL helmet or a jersey and enjoy the Pro Bowl brunch only at Edmonton's NFL headquarters. First Round, downtown or right here on Bourbon Street. Don't go there to see Levers because he's at the Grey Cup in Winnipeg. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Four-game slate in the NHL today, getting underway with the Penguins taking on Nashville in Stockholm, Sweden for a Global Series game. Puck drop there coming at noon our time. Elsewhere, Hurricanes hosting Vancouver, Phillies in St. Louis, and the Mammoth play the Islanders. At the junior level, the Oil Kings continue their road trip in Victoria against the Royals in the BCHL. Spruce Grove Saints hosting Vernon at the Thompson Family Arena tonight. Puck drop at 7. Crusaders are in Brooks, and in the AJ, Camrose taking on Drumheller at home. Puck drop at 7. 9 games on the hardwood, including Miami playing the Knicks from MSG. Lakers are in New Orleans. Dallas taking on the Clippers. Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs, they face Steph Curry and the Warriors from San Antonio in the nightcap. Collegiate action in our city tonight. Bears and Pandas basketball playing Brandon at the Saville Center beginning at 6. Griffins men's and women's volleyball are at home against MRU from the David Atkinson Gym beginning at 5. And McEwen's men's hockey playing UBC from the DCA. That gets underway at 7. Coming up in hour 4 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Dave Naylor from the CFL on TSN, as well as Carolina Hurricanes play-by-play man Mike Maniscalco. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
You know your neighbor, right? The one who watches your house when you're away, who keeps their yard looking nice, who says hello every day. That's us. GS Construction. Now, we probably don't live right beside you, but we do live in your community. And when it comes to water and wastewater infrastructure, moving along smoothly, we're the ones doing that work. GS Construction has been doing it since 1974, over 50 years. So you could say we are your neighbors who wear hard hats and work boots. To find out what your neighbors do, visit gsconstruction.ca.
More fruit?
Check.
Satisfying texture?
Check.
3 amazing new recipes?
Check, check, check.
Let Booster Juice bowl you over with something completely different. 3 new acai bowls, loaded with delicious toppings including bee pollen, cacao nibs, and shredded coconut. Piled high on top of a refreshing blend of authentic acai, straight from Brazil. Spoon?
Check.
Booster Juice, Canada's original juice and acai bowl bar.
Think your credit's not good enough for a new ride? Think again. Go Auto's car loan calculator is here to help. No commitments, no credit hits, just real answers. You tell us a few things, and we'll show you what you can afford. Text credit to 780-777-7777. That's credit to 780 all sevens. Go Auto. We do the math, so you can do the driving.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Hand delivering a hamper to a family in need fills everyone's hearts with joy. Be part of the Holiday Hamper program. Adopt a local family and see the difference your groceries and gifts make firsthand. Sign up today at holidayhamper.ca.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
Oh, man. All right. Welcome back to the big program. That's from the request line, 833-401-1440. Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass. Man, does it get any better than that? Time now for the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where Jeep Wrangler 1500s have 0% financing for up to 72 months. Great selection with all the new colors, the Sport Willys, Sahara, Rubicons, all on the lot at stalbertdodge.com as we welcome back Dave Naylor from the CFL on TSN. Morning, Dave. You're with Kevin Karius once again. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440. Really appreciate it, big guy.
Hey, glad to join you, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
Well, big weekend for TSN, for you and everyone covering the Grey Cup. I was there 10 years ago covering this one and the one in Winnipeg, and Eddie Steele was on this morning when the Double E won that day, so I remember it well. Give us a little bit of a scene setter. What's it like in the Peg?
Well, I think it's been a great week. First of all, I got to talk about the weather. My goodness, we've been in the single pluses. It's been sunny. It's been dry. Everybody who comes in from the east is talking about flight delays and messy roads and snow. So, often when we come out west at this time of year, you get the short end of the stick on weather-wise, but not this year. And look, I think there's just a real genuine buzz about this game. There's certainly a disappointment among the Bombers fans not being here, but we saw lots of them out last night as the parties started to open. And I mean, honestly, the big conversation everywhere I go is everybody wants to ask me about Mike O'Shea. What's he going to do? I mean, when you think of what this week was supposed to be, which I think in the eyes of Bomber fans, it was going to be a coronation, for them to win a Grey Cup on home field to cap one of the great eras of Bomber football. Mm-hmm. And instead, it starts with Monday, Mike O'Shea getting on a plane to Toronto, to spend a day and a half with Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. They're courting him to be their next head coach. So that's not the way people envision this week. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of people on pins and needles. I talked to some Bomber fans last night who said, you know what? he's been great for us, but it's been 12 years. We probably need to move on. He probably needs to move on. There's that element as well. But I don't think anybody really knows what's going to go on with Mike O'Shea except Mike O'Shea. And I've been asked my opinion on this pretty much everywhere I go. I don't really have one because my instinct is really pretty neutral. Mike O'Shea is not a guy who gives away a lot. So there's that storyline. Davis Alexander, the exciting young quarterback trying to go 13-0. I mean, you think of that, you have a very interesting dynamic that none of the teams on Montreal's playoff dance card ever faced Davis Alexander this year. He never faced the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. He never faced the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and he never faced never faced the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Now, there was some experience in 2024, but I'm talking about this past season. That's a pretty unique. You think about that, a starting quarterback in a Grey Cup, and not an emergency starter, like a guy who's their number one, didn't face any of the teams that he's faced on the playoff journey. So, I asked Davis about that this week. He said, hey, that's kind of a push. They got lots of film on me. I got lots of film on them. But the film that everybody's kind of trying to watch now is Davis Alexander just walking around, trying to get a sense of, how his hamstring is going to hold up. And they've got a hamstring specialist that they've brought on board. They're doing everything they can treatment-wise, and all to be able to give him as much mobility as possible, and obviously the importance of being able to get through the entire game.
Yeah. How effective do you think he'll be, Dave?
Look, I'll say this. Davis Alexander, I think one of the things he does really well is his timing of when to exit the pocket. I had a conversation with Anthony Calvillo back in the spring about that, and he told me about even when Davis was a backup, whether it was film from practice or pregame or the limited play time that he got, he would take instances where he thought he left the pocket early and show him on video and drill him and say, tell me why you left the pocket, and because I think for young quarterbacks, especially, that sense of when to hit go, and Davis can do things when he leaves the pocket. He can throw on the run. He can take the ball upfield. I think it's a really important skill set he has. So just that knack of knowing. And after I had that conversation with Anthony, every time I watched Davis this year, I would watch for that and see, man, this guy's sense of when to leave the pocket and how to do it is exceptional for a young quarterback. So how does that get affected, right? Because it's those first 2 or 3 steps. You hear veteran quarterbacks talk about that a lot. I remember Henry Burris late in his career worked on speed on his first 2 or 3 steps, because he said, as a veteran quarterback, when you start to slow down a little bit, you've got to be able to get yourself out of harm's way with those first 2 or 3 steps. That's the importance of that. So that will play into that with Davis Alexander. And then again, just how much of that he can use and how effective he can be, and how much of it he's willing to use, or does he have to become more of a pocket passer? It's really the vibe we've been getting, at least if you listen to what the Owls are saying, without giving it. Look, it's Grey Cup week. There's not a lot of secrets being thrown out in the open, but the vibe of the messaging from Davis Alexander, from Jason Moss, from their staff, from their players is that they're very confident that he's looking good. He's feeling good. I mean, he told our Matthew Shinetti yesterday that he was bleeping riffing it up at practice or something like that. So it's. They're leaning very positive in terms of where this is going, but the test will be Sunday night.
Yeah. Dave Naylor with us on the Kevin Karius Show, CFL on TSN. Hey, when you look at these two coaches, Dave, I'm not sure if there's an edge, but both of them have their own presence and their own identity. And both guys, they have that conviction. And I mean, we saw it with Corey Mason. We see it all the time, and we've known it for a long time with Jason Moss. How do you break this down, this coaching matchup?
It's funny. I think there are some real similarities. I mean, I find them both really, really strong communicators, and guys who are very player focused. It's all about the players. It's about making the players feel comfortable. It's about the players feeling respected. It's about trying to get the best out of the players. And, and these are, relatively guys that are not that removed from their playing days. I mean, in Corey Mason's case, he's 39. The same age as the starting quarterback. And yet he comes across as a guy kind of who was born to do this. And when you dig into his background a little bit, you find out that Corey had a reputation during his playing days that he was like a coach on the field. He knew his own role, but he knew every role of everybody else on the defense. And sometimes if guys were new to the league or new to the team, Corey was the one reminding them where to line up, when he was playing defensive line for the Stampeders, in the teens. So, I think the biggest difference is that Corey has kind of had an uninterrupted run of success. He won a Grey Cup as a player with Calgary. He won a Grey Cup as a defensive lineman with Calgary. Defensive line coach with Calgary. He won a Grey Cup as a defensive coordinator in Toronto. And he's now in a Grey Cup, an opportunity to win a Grey Cup as a head coach. That's a pretty incredible run of success, for a guy who's not 40 yet, who's transitioned, as I say, from player to position coach to coordinator to head coach. And, he was very deferential when, his run of success was pointed out to him this week, not wanting to take the credit or the bows as kind of his nature. And Jason Moss's story is very different. I mean, you guys know Jason Moss was in Edmonton for 4 years, and the team kind of had a bit of a reputation of being undisciplined, took a lot of penalties. Jason had some emotional moments on the sidelines, and he's talked about it, that while he never felt like he was out of control because of those emotional moments on the sidelines in Edmonton, he also understands now maybe that when you put that on display for your players, it's maybe not the best way to keep them in control. So he's kind of dialed back some of that. Look, he was the offensive coordinator in Toronto after getting fired in Edmonton, and he lasted there 2 years and he got fired. And I'm not sure if Danny Machocha isn't the general manager in the Canadian Football League, whether Jason Moss gets back on the head coaching train as quickly as he did. I mean, it's not that common to get fired as a coordinator and hired as a head coach, although it would Mark Killam as well. But I think that the relationship that he has with Danny Machocha from the Edmonton days, they've always maintained a friendship. I think from the time Danny Machocha got that general manager's job, he was probably looking for an opportunity to hire Jason Moss. It dropped in his lap. And the most important relationship in football is the relationship between personnel and coaching. I mean, that's, you have to have harmony in that really to have success. And one of the things you really get a sense when you talk to Jason Moss about Danny Machocha, or you talk to Danny Machocha about Jason Moss, you really get the sense of these two guys being in sync on the same page, and a tremendous amount of trust between them.
I'm with you on that with Machocha angle there, Dave, for sure. If he's not GM in Montreal, I don't know when or where Jason Moss resurfaces as a head coach. With you there for sure, their past history. I'm not sure if you can answer this, but would you say one defense is better than the other one here, especially after what we saw, in the West and East final? I mean, the Riders' defense held the top-ranked offense in BC to 21 points. Montreal's defense held the number 2 scoring offense to just 16 points in the East. I mean, this is so close, and might be where this game is decided between these two defenses, Dave.
Well, and if you look at the metrics over the course of the Canadian Football League regular season, these are the two top defenses. Like it's right there statistically. When the league has different categories of metrics for defense, and then it has an overall defensive ranking, which is a formula of those different categories. And it's, I can't even remember which one's 1, which one's 2. I do remember that Saskatchewan was number 1 against the run, and Montreal was number 1 against the pass. So you have a bit of a differentiation there, but I don't know that there's and look. So I said Saskatchewan. Some of the metrics you can look at when you look at the pass, we say, okay, well, Saskatchewan's has a pretty talented secondary, and yet they gave up more yards against the pass than you might have expected. But when you're a first place team, some of that is game script. And by that, I mean, you're leading a lot of games. And when you're leading a lot of games and winning a lot of games, you're willing to give up pass yards in the second half in front of you that, might trigger the metrics to look like you're not very good against pass defense, where really it's just the game script that you're following because you're trying to just get out of the game with a win. So you have to kind of keep that in mind when you look at some of those metrics. But I think they're both solid at all 3 levels of the defense. But the one matchup defensively, and this kind of factors into the Davis-Alexander conversation we have, is like that defensive front in Saskatchewan can get after it. And so, by the way, defensive lines of both teams, I think, might be the strengths of both defenses. And, I think maybe the defensive line that is able to penetrate and affect the quarterback the most wins this game, because in Trevor Harris, you have a guy who's not immobile, but I think if you got a 39-year-old quarterback on the other team, you want to try to get him moving around, right, and make him uncomfortable and those kinds of things. And if you're Saskatchewan and you got a quarterback on the other team who's got an injured hamstring, you want to get him moving around. So, if I was to look for sort of an area in the defense that I think could really decide this game for either team, I think it would be, again, affecting and winning the line of scrimmage, affecting the quarterback in the pocket, those kinds of things. That's not unique in any football analysis, but I think in this game in particular, that may be a key area.
Dave Naylor with us on Sports 1440. I want to ask you and save the end of our interview, Dave, just with the Bills and Tampa Bay, but just the coverage that you guys will have on TSN. It's an all-day thing on Sunday, and I know you've been doing some hits and getting ready for today's coverage and even tomorrow. Maybe just run down, because it's a big production on Grey Cup Sunday.
It is a big production. It's an all hands on deck. It's not just Grey Cup Sunday. It's Grey Cup weekend. We have a 5-hour show tomorrow for Grey Cup Saturday from the festival, like live, throughout the day. And of course, then, we have hours and hours of pregame leading into the game and post-game coverage on SportsCenter and all of that. You can watch, also, there was the State of the League address this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Stuart Johnston, his first as commissioner. And of course, given some of the news he dropped this fall, that had a different flavor to it this year. And you can watch a report from Farhan Lalji and I on Stuart Johnston's first address as State of the League address as commissioner. You can watch that either on tsn.ca, on Twitter, or X as they call it, or tonight on SportsCenter.
Just with that State of the Union address kind of thing. I mean, he talked about a new website and everything like that and trying to get things going there, right?
Yeah, I think there were a lot of announcements, a lot of significant things. I think, a sizable investment in a new website and a CFL app, which they don't have right now, and season-long fantasy play. But to me, the biggest takeaway was, he did a bit of a mea culpa today about the messaging around the rule changes in September, where he was asked could you guarantee this won't be a 4-down league? He didn't. He deferred, did not do that. And just overall maybe seemed to give the impression that there was more coming. And I talked to a lot of fans who are not, and even people in the media, other people who, they're not so much against what was announced in September, but they're scared of the thin edge of the wedge, right? There's more that's coming. And Stewart seemed to leave that door open in September. Well, today he slammed it shut. He talked about an unwavering commitment to the Canadian game, and he mentioned motion, 12 men, 3 down specifically, and said these rules are not going anywhere. And he essentially apologized, for not being more clear about that in September. So, we'll see if that is enough to appease some of his critics. But I thought it was, to me, that was the most noteworthy thing, out of that today. Also, when the topic of expansion came up, there's been a lot of speculation that maybe some of these rule changes, field dimensions, is to set the league up for U.S. expansion, to another run at that. While expansion may not be on the top of his agenda, he did say that when it comes to expansion, he is more focused on a 10th team within Canada. And so, again, he also talked about wanting to be pulled into that market rather than necessarily the league, drumming up support or trying to find people to go into a market, that they really want to be engaged by people within that market itself. And that was one of the things he made clear today as well.
And just one last one with the NFL, Dave, and the Bills in Tampa Bay. After what happened last night, Patriots, everyone knew they would beat the Jets. But if the Bills have any hopes of a division title, they got to win this one on Sunday against Tampa Bay. Just your thoughts on this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, just when you looked at the AFC East at the start of the year, I don't think people were anticipating that this would be the year the Buffalo Bills streak of 5 straight division titles would come to an end. But you look at this right now, where the Patriots are, where the Bills are. Look at their schedules. Buffalo's got a tougher schedule than New England. They've got already 1 loss to the Patriots, and they've got a game coming up there in mid-December. So they're going to be hard pressed. I mean, it looks very much. I was guessing right now the Bills are going to be a wild card team, and but the variance of the last 2 weeks of the Bills, I think, has been very troubling. And I'll be the first to say I did not see the Miami game because I was driving from Regina to Winnipeg after the Western Final. I've certainly seen the box score and heard enough of the buzz about it. I mean, I just think for them to go to beating Kansas City, by the way, a Kansas City team that rolled into Buffalo, playing very, very strong football for its previous 5 games, and the Bills, beat them, I would say handily, but comfortably. And then to go, it's hard to make sense of the Miami game. It's a team that just, traded away one of his best defensive players, already fired his general manager, basically nothing to play for. And, it really has elevated the concern about Buffalo's passing game. We saw they signed Mecole Hardman this week. So they've got a lot of receiver depth. The question is, do they have much elite receiver talent? And I saw Sean McDermott already this morning has declared Dalton Kincaid, who's a tight end by position, but is as much a slot receiver in truth as he is a tight end in a traditional sense. So, he's their most talented offensive player, I would say, besides James Cook, the running back, and he's not playing this weekend. So all eyes will be on the Bills' ability to throw the ball down the field. And, Tampa Bay is a team that can score. So this is a huge one for Buffalo. And because they've got to pivot and go 4 days later, they're in Houston to face the Texans. So, they got 2 games in 5 days coming up at a very critical point in the season.
Dave, as always, thanks for your time. I know how busy you are because, doing a production for tomorrow and Sunday ain't no easy task with the cast of thousands that you guys got there. Good luck with all your coverage, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Dave Naylor, CFL on TSN, obviously covers the Buffalo Bills extensively as well, and that's the game of the day brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where the 2025 Jeep Wranglers are all on the lot. They're ready to go. The Sport Willys, Sahara, the Rubicons, all at stalbertdodge.com. When we come back, we're going to tee up tomorrow night's Oilers Hurricanes game, and the Canes actually taking on Vancouver tonight, so they got a back-to-back, and that's with Mike Maniscalco, Canes play-by-play man. That's right after the break. The Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Mr. Rooter watches the big game.
Go deep!
What you watching, Mr. Rooter?
The Plumbing Olympics. Frankie Drain Dragon Sanchez is attempting to break the world record in the 100-meter snake. Watch. Wow. Did you see that? He snaked out a 50-pound clog. And in the middle of that wad, a gold medal. What theater?
Yeah, that's very cool, Mr. Rooter. For a plumber who's good as gold, call Mr. Rooter.
Aloha Edmonton, it's back. Century Vision Care's 4th annual Maui Christmas event on Friday, December 12th from 9 to 5. Century Vision Care, Edmonton's biggest Maui gym retailer, is bringing the island spirit to your holiday shopping. Enjoy in-house savings on all prescription and non-prescription Maui gyms, plus giveaways, prizes, snacks, and beverages all day. Same-day eye exam appointments are available, and they direct bill most insurance plans, but spots are filling fast. Get ahead on your Christmas list and treat yourself to a new pair of Maui gyms. Visit Century Vision Care on Instagram.
If you've got a smart speaker, get it to play Sports 1440.
And it doesn't matter when you listen as we roll out the sports talk
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Edmonton's home for sports radio is Sports 1440.
I'm Rick Showers from Noble RV, and I know a lot about how RVs work. I post videos on Facebook every week showing the weak points and how failures can occur. But even I don't winterize my own RV.
What are you saying, Rick? You don't think you could do it?
Oh, sure, Bob, I could do it, but I couldn't do it at a professional level. When you expect your RV to survive the harsh northern Alberta winter, this is no place for hobbyists. And I don't service used RVs all day, every day. Instead, I hired people smarter than me to do that sort of work. That's the team that winterizes my trailer, the same team that'll winterize yours.
Your RV service team works 12 months of the year repairing and maintaining used RVs.
That's right, Bob. If you want your RV working right in the spring, the real work happens now, in the fall. Our winterization packages start at just $99, and that includes a full report in writing. No surprises, just the great outdoors waiting for you when the last of the snow melts.
And that's Noble.
NobleRV.ca.
This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, a proud presentation of Sports Select.
In store or online at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 10:20 in Edmonton, and time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing, the plumber to call when the toilet mysteriously breaks after your jalapeno pepper popper fueled game night with the fellas. That's MrRooter.ca. As we welcome back Mike Maniscalco, Carolina Hurricanes play-by-play man. Morning, Mike. You're with Kevin Karius once again. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 once again. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Kevin. Happy to be a part of it. And, if I'm the headliner, we've got to work on your booking a little bit better than this, buddy.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what. You know what? To be honest with you, we had it as Jason Greger as our headliner. He came on early, and I mixed it up. I said, "There's no way Greger can be the headliner." So Mike's coming on later.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Hey, give us an assessment of where this Carolina Hurricanes team is right now, going into this back-to-back games this weekend with Vancouver tonight, and then obviously the Oilers tomorrow night, Mike.
Well, when you consider the start to the season, all that was missing was Alan Alda as Hawkeye Pierce for the MASH unit that was here. I've never seen anything like this, Kevin. Every night a defenseman went down or wasn't going to be available for the next game. They were playing halves of games with 5 defensemen, and to be 11-5-0, the way that they have, it's shown the organizational depth that they have been able to produce either through drafting or some good signings. But more importantly, this is a team that they know what the expectations are. And we can talk about 82 games in the regular season all day long if you want to. The Hurricanes know they're going to be measured on what they do in the postseason. And for them to get out to an 11-5-0 start in 16 games, and I would tell you that Jacob Slavin has played 5 periods. Keandre Miller has missed 6 to 7 games. Shane Gostisbehere, who they're counting to run the power play, has missed basically half the season. Now Jalen Chatfield is out with an upper body situation, which we can all pretty much figure out. He got hit in the head, so you can deduct from there what it is. I mean, it's just the hits keep coming, but the machine keeps moving forward. And that's a credit to Rod Brindamore, how he coaches this team, Tim Gleason, how he runs the defense, how they put the team together. So that's the little thumbnail sketch of the first 16 games for the Canes. But, they've also gotten some contributions. Their 2 best players offensively have been putting up numbers. When you look at Sebastian Aho and Seth Jarvis with the 10 goals. Nikolai Ehlers, I know he wasn't getting points early, but he's getting points now. He's on a 5-game point streak. And Jackson Blake has been showing no signs of a sophomore slump. So that should cover all the bases, Kev.
How would you say the overall health of the team is right now, Mike, moving forward?
Well, if it was the playoffs, there'd be some hand-wringing and some concerns. So the good thing is you still have, by my math, and I never should do math, both metric or how we do it in the United States, but 65 games left, so they can get much healthier than what they are. But, we have not really seen the full Carolina Hurricanes team the way that they've been envisioned, the way that people thought that they were going to be stacked up this year. The forwards have been fine. They played a few games without Eric Robinson and Will Carrier, and they play a heavy game that the Canes need to have. And it's an element that's missing when they're not in the lineup, but they're back in the lineup now, and they've been fine. But, overall, the health of the team, I hate to say this, Kevin, talk to me after the game tonight, because it's been a hold your breath situation after every game, it feels like.
Mike Maniscalco, Carolina Hurricanes play-by-play man, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Well, you mentioned Jackson Blake, Mike, and off to a pretty darn good start here. And again, you mentioned that sophomore slump as well, and then the contract. But, man, he doesn't show any signs of slowing down here.
No, he doesn't. And, the one thing, and the Canes have 2 players that, if you look at them, don't mistake being short with being small in hockey terms. Like you've seen this, throughout your career. A lot of people will try to say, well, he's a small player. He and Logan Stankoven do not play small. They first off, Stankoven's built like a fire hydrant, and he's not the tallest guy in the world, but he wins the board battles. And this year, Jackson Blake came in a little bit stronger. You get a little bit older. You add what we like to call old man strength. They're not there yet. They're ways away from it. But the thing for me for Jackson Blake is how smart he is. He puts himself in the right positions. He wins the 50-50 puck battles along the board. He's not afraid to get to the front of net and score the goals you need to. Being around the game, being Jason's son, and, being a kid who grew up as a rink rat and being around the NHL, I think that he's got some of that by osmosis. He'll even tell you. But I actually think getting that contract done for him kind of lifted the, oh man, I got to perform. I got to be this kind of player. He can just go out and play right now. And there's a really good chemistry between him and Logan Stankoven. And now that Nikolai Ehlers, who started the year with Jarvis and Aho, is now on that line, they are really humming because of the pace that they can play the game at. They're not going to punish the defense as far as getting pucks in deep and hit them, but they can make defenses look silly with how quick they can get on pucks, and they don't lose the battles when they go in the corner for them.
Hey, what did you think of Logan Stankoven and his response after his first NHL fight, Mike?
I'm going to move him up to the heavyweight division. I'm talking to Dana White, seeing if I can get him an 8-fight contract with the UFC. Again, don't mistake the package for the competitor. He has that in him, and he even joked after the game. It was his first fight ever, and he didn't mind it. I think he was tired of answering questions about the fight the other day. But he had what I like to call a William Wallace moment. He's cut over his eye, and the cut, it's not because Martin Faravari landed a punch. They went to the ice, and the visor clipped him, so he comes up. The bucket goes off, and this is a Bob Stauffer would love this move. he takes his hand like this and rubs it up, and now he's got like the William Wallace blood going up on the top, and he's all fired up, and he went in the room and got a couple of stitches afterwards. But you don't want to see that out of Logan Stankoven all the time. But I think it's one of those things where it's not bad when a player who you're counting on, or a skill player drops the gloves. And for his first fight, he landed a couple of really good shots. So I know I'm biased, but I would give him the decision, even though he came out bloodied.
Oh boy. I mean, when you do something outside your element as a player, and what was the reaction from his teammates, Mike?
I mean, you can imagine what it was. That's as fired up as probably more fired up than if he scores a goal. The guys they're sitting there, they're, slamming the sticks against the boards. They're happy for him. They're giving him the high fives as he goes into the room because it happened with 5 minutes left in the period. So, he goes right into the dressing room to get cleaned up. But, that's one of those reactions. Like you've been around it before. Mm-hmm. When somebody steps out of what their role is to, defend a teammate, look, it was a bump on Frederick Anderson, and that's kind of where the fight started to break out through there. It wasn't Farivari who did it. It was Nick Dowd, but, pushing and shoving. And one of the knocks on the Canes, and I've laughed at it in the years, is, well, they're this soft team. They're not, just because they don't have fighters doesn't mean that they're a soft team, right? But every now and again, you do have to drop the gloves, or you got to be put in a situation where you let the other team know we're not going to let you do this all night. And good on Logan Stankoven. And he is a throwback player, Kevin. He really is. He's one of these guys. I would drop him in any era, and he'd be just fine.
You might see a soft team tomorrow night, Mike.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's been something that we talk about here for a long time this year for sure. Mike Maniscalco, Carolina Hurricanes play-by-play man, with us on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Whenever we have you on, Mike, because David Schlemko's our co-host on Wednesdays and good friends with Jordan Martinook.
Yep.
Marty's been on the show a couple of times as well. I always want to check in and see what you called as well one of the key components, a real glue guy on this team.
When you hear terms like, a heart and soul guy or a backbone of the team, that's what Jordan Martinook is. And, he's coming up on a milestone. He's 3 goals away from 100 for his career. And the hockey gods out there, if they do it the right way, it'll be a hat trick, and maybe it'll be a hat trick. I hate to say it because I know that we're in Edmonton, but, against the hometown team, it's funny how things have a way to work themselves out. Although I'm sure he wouldn't care if he does it tonight or if he does it whenever. But Jordan Martinook is, when I look at the turnaround for the Carolina Hurricanes, and, when they talk about this year, teams have their slogan, but they talk about the culture change for Carolina. You signal it with Rod Brindamore behind the bench, but then they make that trade that offseason. And it was funny. It wasn't even during the offseason. It was during the playoffs. And I'm sure Jordan has joked with you. I didn't even know you could get traded in the playoffs, but Arizona and Carolina were out. And that was the last time that Carolina's been out of the playoffs, that you bring in a guy, he learned from Shane Doan how to be a leader, not just a player, a leader, a guy in the room, when to say something, when to, say the right thing. You don't have to be hockey all the time. You can have fun. You can be that guy, when to loosen the other guys up or fire them up. And then I'll say it again. If I'm putting together a hockey team, Jordan Martinook's on my team every day that ends in a Y in 8 times on the weekend, because I know that we'll have fun after the game, which is a good thing. But during the game, he gives you everything that you got. And he's one of those players that, when his career is over, is he going to go to Toronto and be in the Hall of Fame? Mm-hmm. We'll be honest about it. No, but he's one of those guys that the players, if you win a championship, you got to have a guy like that in your room because of what he's willing to do, what he's willing to play through, to sacrifice for the boys and put himself out there. And, look, he's a good Westerner. He'll remind all of us. And, I know what line I live below. So he'll remind me how he's much tougher than any American that comes to play hockey. But he's just a great guy and a great fit for this organization. And, it's no mistake that the Canes have become this playoff team since he got here. And a few other guys. I mean, clearly you need to have talent too, but you got to have those guys who, to quote the line, you got to have the singers sing and the dancers dance. He knows his role and he knows how to play it well.
Hey, Mike, does Taylor Hall, is he starting to put himself into a role like that? Like, as far as being more of a leader? I mean, man, I remember being in LA, it seems like yesterday, but 2010, first overall draft pick.
Yep.
but now where he is at the stage of his career, is he morphing into something like that a little bit too?
That's a good question, Kevin. I think what he is at this point in his career is the guy who's been there and done that. And it's not necessarily that, Taylor is going to come up and, by the way, it's his birthday today, Yeah. So happy birthday to Taylor Hall. Can you believe that he's 34 years old? He was 5 minutes ago, he's 19. He's the number one pick in the draft. But it's more along the lines of, he can impart wisdom from the guy who's been there and done that, right? And he can pull a Jackson Blake to the side, or a Logan Stankoven and say, hey, maybe we need to do this, or think about that. Those kind of words. And the other thing is he's not counted on to go out there and be the savior. He doesn't need to get 40 goals in 90 points. He just has to go out and play. And so I think that the pressure is off of him of being the number one overall pick. He won his Hart Trophy in New Jersey. He's had that time.
Yeah.
This is his chance to be on a team that, who knows how many more years. 34 is young. I don't know about you, Kevin. I would bite my left arm off to turn 34 tomorrow. Yeah. But I think he knows that the hockey career is winding down. So to be part of a team that has a chance to win, he'll play whatever part that Rod Brindamore and Jeff Daniels at the coaching staff is asking him to do. He's been bumped up to the line with Stankoven and Blake. He's played fourth line minutes, which actually there's some chemistry with him and Jesperi Kotkaniemi and Eric Robinson. It's a dangerous fourth line by NHL terms. But, to say leader, I think he's now more comfortable in his skin than ever. So when he needs to say something, it's not should I, or is this going to, because he has the resume, he can step up and say it, and it carries a lot of water, especially because the Canes have a lot of younger players in that room.
That's a good analogy about being comfortable, and that's probably, and what we've seen over the course of his career, getting more and more like that. Mike Maniscalco with us on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Regarding the goaltending, Mike, is there a clear-cut number one in Carolina?
Good question. I would tell you, if you put the proverbial gun to my head, that it's Frederik Andersen. Like if this is our playoff game one starter, it's Frederik Andersen. But the Canes handle this much like a pitching rotation. It's your turn, it's your opportunity. They don't really do the hot hand thing where sometimes it's really good. They don't want, because of the history with Frederik Andersen and Pyotr Kochetkov right now, that they have at some point in time during a season, they're going to break down, or they're going to miss some time. So again, everything is being focused, Kevin, towards the postseason for this team, getting these players to be at their peak when you get to March, April. And look, we know that the schedule is going to be absolutely brutal, especially after the post-Olympics, when you come back from there, and it's basically you're playing every other night until the season's over. And that includes the playoffs. So the Canes are trying to be responsible and make sure that they're giving Frederik Andersen, his rest time. In fact, there's been a couple of one-off trips, and Frederik hasn't even traveled with the team. They're carrying three goaltenders. Brandon Bussey, who's been an outstanding story, who's come in. But, it is definitely a 1A, 1B situation with Frederik Andersen and Pyotr Kochetkov right now. With the slight edge, if you're asking for a 1, would be Frederik, just because of what he's done in his career before.
Who do you think the Oilers see? How's it going to be split up this weekend, you think?
I think that they're going to see Frederik Andersen tomorrow night. Pyotr Kochetkov's going to go against Vancouver here tonight.
And you mentioned one more, Mike, just on the Olympics. How many players off the Canes do you foresee playing in the Olympics here?
That's a good question. I'm sure that Rod Brindamore is going to be thrilled that the Russian Federation doesn't have a team this year, because there'd be two guys definitely. I think that Alexander Nikishin and Andrei Svechnikov would be representing Russia, but I'm just going to take a look. One, Jacob Slavin off the hop because of what he did in the Four Nations. If he is playing and has games and is given the green light to go, he'll play for Team USA. You have Sebastian Aho playing for Finland. Jesperi Kotkaniemi has an outside chance of playing for Finland. So you've got 3 right there. Frederik Andersen and Nikolai Ehlers are going to represent Denmark. So there's 5. And then there's a couple of guys who are going to play themselves into the conversation for other teams. One of them being Seth Jarvis. Can I stump for Seth Jarvis to stay on Team Canada? Again, we talk about glue guys, but skill guys. Anything you ask Seth Jarvis to do, he can do. He can kill penalties. He can be part of your power play. He's a 200-foot player. He has made himself, and I know that we've seen the good humor and the good nature for him, but he's another one of those guys that when the puck is dropped and the lights are on, he'll do whatever it takes to win the game. So, the modest explanation would be 6 players.
Wow, that's a good chunk, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, as always, thanks for your time. Get ready to tickle the ivories here for back-to-back tonight and tomorrow. Really appreciate you coming on. Take care, and we'll talk soon.
The talk background helps me out, Kevin. So a whole bunch of hot tea, hot water gets me through the back-to-back. So I'm fine.
Okay, take care, Mike. We'll talk soon. Appreciate it.
You got it, Kevin. Take care. Bye-bye.
Mike Maniscalco, Carolina Hurricanes play-by-play man. They got the back-to-back. So they got Vancouver tonight, and then obviously the Oilers tomorrow night. That's the game of the day. Brought to you by, the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing, the #1 overall pick in your fantasy plumbing pool. That's mrrooter.ca. Cam Tate just strolled by. I thought he was going to come in and have a little chit-chat, but
tell Josh to F off maybe or something.
Oh, man, I miss those. When we come back, we'll wrap up the show. We'll get to some of your texts. Quite a few of them bounced in here while we were interviewing Mike. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
More fruit?
Check.
Satisfying texture? Check. 3 amazing new recipes?
Check.
Let Booster Juice bowl you over with something completely different. 3 new acai bowls, loaded with delicious toppings including bee pollen, cacao nibs, and shredded coconut. Piled high on top of a refreshing blend of authentic acai, straight from Brazil. Spoon?
Check.
Booster Juice, Canada's original juice and acai bowl bar.
Stories are told to make a point, and GS Construction takes them very seriously. We're not talking about fairy tales. GS Construction looks at the story old pipes tell us, a tale of time and pressure and endurance. So when those old pipes are ready to end their story, GS Construction starts a new chapter by repairing or rebuilding, or in some cases, renewing the underground infrastructure that supports our modern lives, making sure every community's story continues on safely and reliably. For more, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Aloha Edmonton, it's back. Century Vision Care's 4th annual Maui Christmas event on Friday, December 12th from 9 to 5. Century Vision Care, Edmonton's biggest Maui gym retailer, is bringing the island spirit to your holiday shopping. Enjoy in-house savings on all prescription and non-prescription Maui gyms, plus giveaways, prizes, snacks, and beverages all day. Same-day eye exam appointments are available, and they direct bill most insurance plans, but spots are filling fast. Get ahead on your Christmas list and treat yourself to a new pair of Maui gyms. Visit Century Vision Care on Instagram.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
The future of female hockey is here. It's season 2 of the Female Super League, the first ever female-only independent hockey division in Western Canada, with teams from British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. Featuring 16U, 14U, and 12U divisions, the FSL brings showcase weekends packed with thrilling games, and our 14U and 16U have been pioneering the advanced body checking rule, empowering young players. The Female Super League, where the best in female hockey takes center ice. Details at femalesuperleague.com.
Legacy Heating and Cooling jingle auditions Edmonton's Take One for Gene Principe. Are you ready, Gene?
Ready? I'm not just here to make a thermo a couple of bucks. I'd never just microphone it in.
Take one.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Nice.
Boom! I'm a musical genius.
Legacy's going to love this for furnace season.
What's not to love with no interest and no Principe payments for 1 year?
Are you always like this?
Yep, unlike a furnace, I have no filter.
Legacy Heating and Cooling.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
The cookie that gives back is almost here. Tim's Holiday Smile Cookie is coming back from November 17th to 23rd. 100% of proceeds are donated to local charities, community groups, and Tim Hortons Foundation camps. Get ready to grab yours.
It's the Nissan Black Friday event, a full month of excitement packed with awesome vehicles and exclusive offers. Right now, finance the Nissan Kicks for 0% for 24 months. Plus, get $1,000 Nissan bonus and enjoy an epic ride wherever you go. This Black Friday, we've got great offers and limited inventory. Get yours today before they're all gone. These offers won't last. Go see your local Nissan dealer or Nissan.ca for more details. Conditions apply.
Visit your local Edmonton and area Nissan dealer for more information.
With over 30 years of sports experience, this is the Kevin Karius Show, brought to you by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
Welcome back to the big program. 1043 in Edmonton, the best song of the week. Especially best song on Friday on Feel Good Friday, Playlist Friday on Sports 1440. A little bit south of Saskatoon. And I just saw the officiating crew for the Grey Cup, Duke. And we'll be hearing 10-yard penalty. My favorite guy, Andre Proulx. It'll be working his 11th Grey Cup appearance. Is that not a bad impersonation? Yeah. We've got holding a little 10-yard penalty. I love Andre Proulx. He's 27 seasons in the CFL, 463 games. This is his 11th Grey Cup. So that's who's refereeing the officials for starting, the main official for the Grey Cup. What's your agenda going to be like? I mean, so you're going to watch Duke on the early slate. You'll watch the 7:30 game.
I'll watch an Espanol game. Maybe I'll even watch it with a Spanish broadcast. I was doing that on the Sunday morning in Mexico. Mm-hmm. I just because the rooms had the TV in it. Obviously, it's like just local cable. ESPN Espanol. I was watching Red Zone in Spanish, really picking up on some of the lingo. Mm-hmm. I also watched an episode of Criminal Minds in Spanish one night. And I've watched a lot of that show, almost every episode. These were some of the early airings.
I like the early ones. It got a little out of hand after.
It really spiraled.
How's it going?
Some of the storylines got a little crazy, but I was a big fan of that show. I liked it.
I liked it when they had who was Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah. As Gideon.
Gideon, yeah. And then when he left, it wasn't as good.
I think it was still because he was only in it for like a season, maybe two. There was still a lot of good run after that. I was a big fan of Jennifer Love Hewitt and her single season arc as a character.
You like Penelope, probably, hey Duke?
Not as much so. No. But no, my schedule. So yeah, I'll watch the morning game. I'll have the alarm set for that. Get up. I'll probably watch that one from bed, as I have the other European games. And then you get up, have yourself a little shower, get the pot of coffee brewing. Maybe even fry up some bacon and eggs I got in the fridge. Actually, I this is rewinding a little bit. I should give an extra special shout out and thank you to my sister who was watching my cats while I was away. She also got some groceries for me.
Like in the freezer?
Both. She got like when I got back Friday or Thursday night, it was like there was a fresh carton of milk in the fridge, bacon in the freezer, some bread in the cupboard. Because I planned it out that way. I was like, I don't want anything to go bad while I'm away. So I was like, I'll basically live off scraps for the last few days before I leave. And that was fine. Little takeout action to make ends meet. So big thanks to Rael for that on top of looking after my cats. That was very kind of her. So yeah, I've got everything teed up. And then listen, split screen, Kevin, no problem for me. I'll get the Sunday nighter on the one screen, Grey Cup on the other. Obviously, Grey Cup starting right at the tail end of the afternoon slate.
Mm-hmm.
Everything will work out just fine. No Oilers game Sunday night to worry about. So
nothing. Yeah, and it's an early one on Saturday, 5:00.
Yeah, and tonight, Kevin. If I know you're always looking for something to tune into, Senior Outlaws in action.
Is that on TV?
If you attach your computer or Facebook to the TV, because it streams from the Senior Outlaws Facebook page.
You're kidding.
Live. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I got something else better to do than that.
Yours truly on the play-by-play.
Really?
Maybe I've done it for the past couple of years.
I know, but I mean, maybe I should just check it out just to.
I made a concerted effort going into this year. I was like, I'm going to try and be nicer to the team this year, because a lot of the away clubs in the league, they really like watching because it sounds like a home broadcast, because I usually just rip apart the Delburne team.
And this is tonight.
Yeah, tonight. 8:30 puck drop from the Agriplex.
Who are they playing?
Irma, the Aces. One of the most storied franchises in the league.
Would this be as good as our Thursday hockey?
This is senior AA hockey.
Yeah, it's not AA, Duke.
Oh, that's what they technically call it. Senior A. It is Senior A. That is its Senior
A. Okay, how many guys?
This is quality hockey.
How many guys from the Western League that played in the Western League that are on?
In the whole league?
On
Delburne's none. Delburne has a bit of a rag tag. Because keep in mind, at this level, Kevin, you have to be local. Like you have to live within the boundaries to play for that team, like the geographic boundaries.
Burgess texted in and said it's Senior A.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said AA.
But because I think it gets denoted that, even though it's not, because there's no more senior.
Okay, how many guys have played in the
AAA.
AJHL then?
Oh, quite a few.
Yeah. And who'd they play for?
Well, Rory on Delburne's team in particular, Rory Davidson, who's also my second cousin. He played for Drumheller, and then he ventured out to Dauphin and a team in the SJ2.
Okay. Now, okay, a lot of the guys that play on Thursday play for the Devon Oil Barons.
Okay.
Are they in this league?
I don't know. Are they in the? They might be in the what's the AA league now, because there's no more AAA.
Okay.
Since like it's just the Eagles. And
a lot of these guys that play on Thursday.
Yeah. Well, I'm not trying to take away from the quality of your Thursday skate.
No.
But this is not dropping. Like, this is a league. This is real. It's full contact. Like, this
Birdman says Devon is AA.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes sense. So I assume the same league is like Wetaskiwin, Red Deer, I think, is a team in the
and then
league.
He said Devon is a weak team. Well, yeah, that's why these guys are playing on Thursday noon hour hockey at Argyle.
Yeah, but it's fun to go down. And then they last weekend, because they played last Friday night too, the Outlaws did. They won both games last weekend. Credit to them. But they played back to back, which happens a couple times in the year, Friday and Saturday. So not much action Friday night in the dressing room after the game, because they had to go to Forestburg the next night.
Yeah.
So, but no game this Saturday. So I have a feeling if the boys can squeak out a win, or even if they don't, there might be a little dressing room action with some beers and whatnot.
That's the most important part. On that Devon team, you know that guy that texts in Austin, I call him Cunny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays on that team.
Okay. Is he good?
Well, he's okay at Thursday hockey, but if he ever learned how to use his teammates, no, he's good with his edges. If he ever learned how to use his teammates, how to pass, how to read the ice, he could be a hell of a player, but he's just you know what he is? Here's what the kids call it, Duke. He's all jet, no pilot.
All tools, no toolbox.
Yeah. All jet, no pilot.
And actually, so this text from MTR said, how many beers on Sunday? What's the over-under? And that just reminded me that actually the Tropics are back.
On Sunday.
I missed 2 games while I was away. I think they won both. I wonder if there's any correlation there.
You're going to be a mess come Monday morning, Duke.
No.
This is our first full week together in a long time.
Well, I know. And then whatever, in another week and a half here, you're taking a Friday off. So that's good. And next thing you know, we're in the holiday season, and then you're on your annual trip to
We're going to go to Cabo,
Mexico again.
It's the 28th, I believe, of January. There's still a few NHL games before
the break.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
So
that's good. Give me something to talk about while you're away.
Well, exactly. And then come back, and it'll be the Olympics. Will be. I don't think hockey starts at the very beginning. Like
no,
men's
it does
hockey.
Not. That's right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Tropics Sunday night. I assume the usual 6:15 slots. So I'll catch a good chunk of the Grey Cup live, and then watch the replay once I get home, along with Sunday Night Football.
Yeah. I had a text in from regarding who was it? We're talking about Jordan Martinook, and that's perplexed Oilers fan. Yeah. Sounds like Martinook should be a future Oilers GM or even coach. I think he's kind of got that in him, and Schlemko would probably say that too. There's something there down the road. I don't see him retiring anytime soon. He's only 33. He's got 2 more years left at just over $3 million. So this year and next year. So that takes him to be a 35-year. He's a guy that can play into, a role
the way he
player
plays, right?
on a fourth line at $1 million a year. Like he could be like your Derek Ryan. How's that sound? At $1 million a year, and can come in and play at 37 years old, something like that. So,
and I don't know if I just wanted to make sure we got to the text from Dale from the Hill.
Oh, geez, yeah. Sorry, Dale. Morning, fellas, from Dale from the Hill. Can you share birthday wishes with my son, Zach? You betcha. 15 years young today and a huge fan of your show. Really appreciate that, Dale and Zach. He shares the birthday with Taylor Hall, one of his favorite NHL players and a former NHL MVP. Zach is my MVP. That comes from Dale from the Hill. Happy birthday, Zach. 15 years, man. Well, he's probably just starting. Well, you get your learners, right? You got to actually get him a little.
Do you get your learners at 14?
Yeah,
still?
I was going to say. So, yeah, so he's ready to start ripping her up.
Because I got my learners the day I turned 14. And then my license the day I turned. Well, that's why I got it so easily. I learned the rules of the road from cruising the John Deeres around.
I know years ago, like all of the farmers, they always got their license on the first try, and all the city people never did.
No.
Because you guys practiced
for first try. I mean, like the learners is just a written test, so it's pretty simple.
You guys practiced
first try on that, and then my first driver's test, no problem. And like my birthday's in January, so the day I turned 16, it's like dead of winter, 2-foot snow drifts around all the little residential areas that take you for the test. And keep in mind, it's in Red Deer, so it would be presumably easier than taking it maybe in Edmonton or something.
Sure.
But
Kevin Karius Show presented by Sports Select. We talked about the QR code. We also have the paper slips. Go to your local Lotto Spot retailer. It's 100% legal. You got to be 18 years plus. Please play responsibly. Well, Duke, have a fabulous weekend. Penny, Josh Fenwick, you have a big weekend too. Are you here tomorrow morning for the Triple S? And then Paul Sir, Hoop City. He's just shaking his head. That's what you need. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is
Fantasy Frenzy.
With the former Roshop T-Bird, Connor Halley, and the Duke of Delburne. 12 o'clock, it's the Lowdown with Alan Mitchell. Till 2, Jason Greger drives us home with the Jason Greger Show till 6 p.m. Fox Sports all night. Triple S with Penny, maybe Sam the Record Man at 9 bells tomorrow. Then 10 o'clock, Paul Sir and Josh Fenwick with Hoop City. Don't miss it. We'll be back with you on Monday morning with Eddie Steele busting down the Grey Cup, among other things. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Loca Quality Market. Your next dinner is ready with Loca Quality Market's gourmet meals. Choose from over 200 chef-prepared meals. Shop local at loca.ca. Hey, thanks everyone for listening this morning and all week, and thanks for texting in. Really appreciate it. Could not do it without you. We'll see you back here on Friday or on Monday morning. Have a wonderful weekend. Until then, here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
4-game slate in the NHL today, getting underway with the Penguins playing in Nashville in Stockholm, Sweden for a Global Series game. Puck drop there coming at noon our time. Elsewhere, Hurricanes host to Vancouver, Phillies in St. Louis, and the Mammoth play the Islanders. At the junior level, the Oil Kings continue their road trip in Victoria against the Royals. In the BCHL, Spruce Grove Saints hosting Vernon at the Thompson Family Arena tonight. Puck drop at 7. Crusaders, they're down in Brooks. And in the AJ, Camrose, they host Drumheller starting at 7. 9 games on the hardwood, including Miami taking on the Knicks from MSG. The Lakers are in New Orleans. Dallas plays the Clippers. Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs, they host Steph Curry and the Warriors in San Antonio. Collegiate action in our city tonight. Bears and Pandas basketball playing Brandon at the Saville Center beginning at 6. Griffins men's and women's volleyball, they're at home against MRU from the David Atkinson Gym beginning at 5. And McEwen's men's hockey, they play UBC from the DCA at 7. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas. I'm Brandon Douglas. That's your Sports 1440 update.